we met this earth, we met it here. They have been farming before we came for thousands of years. Farmers have farmed. They've ate their produces on earth. And they didn't need to change the genetical constituents of their food at any point in generation except this generation. The question is why? We've always had food growing in our countries. Growing up, we'll take bean seeds, we'll drop them behind our houses, we see them sprouting. We take maize, the dried maize, we plant them everywhere. Our soil has been arable. Subsistence farming has always existed with us in Africa, in Nigeria particularly. So at what point did the need arise for us to begin to have genetically modified foods? Many generations have come before us. And yes, we've improved farming, we've come up with machines and all to make it richer, easier, and faster. But the emergence of genetically modified food begs the question, why? And why at this time? And more importantly, who are the proponents of this ideology? Because, if you tell me that you, for instance, you tell me today that you are a native doctor. I mean, those who use the diabolic ones. And I visit you. I'll be very careful to drink water at your house. True? I'll be very careful too. So if today somebody who is very interested in depopulating the world, in similar forums like this, has said it, that he doesn't mind reducing the world's population to whatever it is, now offers me food to eat, I'll be very careful. Yes or no? As long as the earth has existed, there's been seed time and harvest. Now, if some individuals are coming to meet us to tell us today that the harvests are not enough, so if at a point they come to say to us that they want to start adjusting our food for us to eat, then I'd like to be a stakeholder in the process. Genetically modified foods means you are injecting new codes. You are altering the very essence of life. I'm a programmer. There are files that we write instructions on web pages. Then if you change any single code on the web page, it gives you a different output. Now, if you go into the very essence, now, first of all, they didn't write those codes there. They all met it. There is nobody will say he wrote the first code on anybody's gene. Science evolved till finding out that the very essence of life is in the chromosomes, in the genome. Now, you met it there. You decide to change it. On whose authority? And how smart are you? Are you going to be changing it to improve it? And how are we sure what you're doing is actually an improvement? If you're writing instructions if you're writing new instructions in the genome of humans and animals, and they're going to behave or give you a different outcome, who decides the outcome? Who decides the instructions that have been embedded inside the plants? Then you have these new crops that when you plant them, you have instructed those crops that they would not grow when they produce new fruits. And then I have to come back to you for the seeds. That's not viable. Does mankind know enough to adjust the genetic instructions that you meet in the genome of plants? And do you trust who is writing these new instructions? And how do you verify what instructions have been written? There are a lot of questions about GMO on the internet, and I wouldn't be the one to read it to you. I would like to show you some of them. As far back as year 2000, there was a study that was released, actually being suppressed on the internet today. I'd like to have it. The title of the article is genetically modified corn set to stop man from spreading his seed. This article was written more than 22 years ago. And it says that scientists have created genetically modified crops and they called it contraceptive corn. Waving fields of maize may one day save the world from overpopulation. The pregnancy prevention plant at the handiwork of the San Diego Biotechnology company called Epicite, where researchers have discovered a rare class of human antibodies that attack sperm. By isolating the genes that regulate the manufacture of these antibodies and putting them into corn plants, the company have created tiny horticultural factories that make contraceptives. You have a hotbed filled with corn plants that make anti-sperm antibodies, said the president of Epicite. That's the company. This happened 22 years ago. So how are we very sure that this is not what is being brought into our country? The very next maize I want to eat, I'm buying a corn from the woman on the road. How am I very sure that that is not what is there? I want to read something else to you. It says, save Mexico's traditional corn. And it has certain states in Mexico have banned the planting and cultivation of genetically modified corn from the United States in recent years in order to preserve the heirloom varieties of corn that have existed in Mexico for 1,000 years. In 2022, Mexico proposed a ban on the importation of genetically modified corn as a country, and now the US and Canada are teaming up to protest to try and force Mexico to keep importing the genetically modified corn. The reason we're having to bring these things up is because every man has the right to choose. He has the right to choose what he wants to eat. I want to read from a book titled GMOs, Consumerism and the Global Politics of Biotechnology. I'm going to read from the book. Okay, let's have this video. Thank you.
There are indications for human health due to my research. We have demonstrated.
So I guess my first question is, as a scientist and as the lead author of this 2-year study, do you think there are implications for human health from GMOs?
Of course, I think there are severe implications for human health due to my research. We have demonstrated clearly that in males, especially livers and kidneys, were rich at a very high level. Kidneys were also rich in females, but females were prone to big mammary tumors.
The first signs of health effects occurred in the 4th and 5th months, results that 3-month studies would have never seen. At 14 months, 10 to 30% of treated females developed tumors. There were no tumors in the control group. At 24 months, 50 to 80% of females had up to 3 tumors per animal. The groups treated with Roundup showed the greatest rates of tumors at 80%. Pituitary glands in females were the second most affected. The androgen and estrogen balance in serum was modified by both the GMO corn and Roundup treatments. In males, the liver, hepatodigestive tract, and kidneys suffered most, and estrogen levels more than doubled in males with the highest Roundup treatment dose.
We've been eating GMOs in some form in the United States for 15 years. So why aren't people walking around with big tumors or obvious health effects in our country? So what would translate 6 months in a rat's life to human years?
2 years of a rat's an entire life. So as tumor arise mostly by the end of the first year and within the second year. So that means at the end of the first part of the life, which is around 30 to 40. And we are surprised to see a lot of breast tumors in women within this part of the life. We don't know what they are due to. I'm not saying that everything is due to GMO, but I think that GMO could contribute to some extent to these tumors. We have the fact that Roundup can kill human cells at very low levels and even lower levels, close to the levels you find in the river or in the tap water. Then you have a hormonal effect, hormonal imbalance within the cells that are necessary to form the genital system, for instance.
All right, thank you very much. In rounding up, I'm going to read from a book here. It's called GMOs, Consumerism and the Global Politics of Biotechnology. I'm going to read from this book. I'm reading from page 4. If you can display it, I'm very happy, but I'm going to read from page 4, the last paragraph on page 4. Now, okay, let me start from the second paragraph. It says, the human calling, the calling there is CULLING, which some scholars like James Lovelock deceivingly attributed to what they called care, is traceable to Thomas Malthus, his work in 1798, in which he argues that there are checks and balances to population growth emerging from difficulties of subsistence, including struggle for resources, disease, and starvation. However, these checks are far from being natural, since there is evidence that toxic substances are made and intentionally put in dietary products for the impoverished in the world to eat and die away. Substances which causes insanity, widespread infertility, organ damage, and loss of ability to engage in rational, conscious thinking are doused into the food for the impoverished to eat. It is noted about a chemical used on food crops, which is called atrazine. And this is actually where I'm going to. Atrazine is widely documented as a powerful chemical castrator that transforms male into hermaphrodites, the animal kingdom version of a metrosexual. It is undoubtedly one of the chemicals currently responsible for the mass feminization of men in modern society. Atrazine reduced the size of the larynx. We also observe very low levels of testosterone among adult males, some of which are hermaphrodites, which means they have both ovaries and testes. In certain cases, the males became homosexuals and coupled with other males, adopting a feminist behavior. Some had eggs in their testes instead of sperm. Although the United Nations and other Western states would present homosexuality as natural and therefore as a human right that children are now being taught about in schools worldwide, the above evidence shows that homosexuality is in fact manufactured in the food science laboratories of transnational biotechnology and GMO producing corporations. In this vein, it is noted that a handful of global elites within the global secret society who intend to reduce the world's population from 7 billion to 500 million use chemicals to induce homosexuality. I will stop there and I will show you can right where you are, you can go to Wikipedia, you can check Georgia Guidestones. If they can show it on the screen, they came out with 10 commandments of the New World, and the first of the 10 commandments was to reduce the world's population by 500, reduce the world's population from whatever it is to 7 billion. If these people who have this ideology to reduce the world's population begin manufacturing food for us and giving us the food to eat, you can answer the question yourself, the purpose of such meals. And in closing, final closing, because I know we have a lot of wonderful things to learn today. Now, the book I read from is I'm going to share the book with the agency, with the Research Institute, so you can always download it from their website. You can download it anywhere else. In closing, I want to read something to us again. Now, first of all, we should know that several countries have begun banning the importation of genetically modified foods. We should know that. And I would just, what I referenced earlier on, I would like to read it from Georgia Guidestones. If you can have it on the screen. Number 1, it says, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely. It was said there. Now, the reason we're having this is not to demonize genetically modified foods, but to create a balance of knowledge and a sense of, okay, everybody should have a choice. Is this what I want? You know, just like the Holy Bible says, I've said before you, life and death. Some people may decide this is what they want, but everybody should have this knowledge so that you know what you're eating and know the implications of what you're eating. You heard the researcher said himself in his research on genetically modified foods, it accelerated cancer. And of course, you can begin to find the chemical spoken earlier on, atrazine, is found in many of the pesticides used to enhance the growth of genetically modified crops. So on this note, I'd like to round up here and hand over the microphone to our other speakers to shed more light on the topic and the concerns that we have with genetically modified crops. Thank you very much.
Welcome, everybody. Greetings to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope your week is great so far. Kenny, I see you. Share the video. Share the video. Make people can learn. Make they can understand what they eat, what they buy. Yeah. So, if you know go. They no go come deceive you. They no go come tell you lie. You understand? So, anyway, on to the next while we wait for our guest.
Conversation that we're about to have. And yes, we're being joined by someone who is well versed in conversations around biotechnology, genetically modified food, and the rest. We're joined on the program this morning by Professor Christopher Amor. We're going to do the congratulations, right? He's the Vice Chancellor of Benue State University of Agric Science and Technology, but he's also the head of CEPSA. Good morning and welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Cody.
So first, congratulations will be in order.
Thank you.
Because the last time we had you on the show, it was just more of CEPSA and the rest. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, I know that this is easy lies ahead that wears the crown. You were doing a lot of hard work already. Now there's more work put on you, but we'll put that aside and talk about GMOs. Yesterday we had the Director General of the National Biosafety Agency joining us because there's been that controversy yet again, that debate around GMO on social media now. And there's a lot of what I call it theories flying around, some for, some against. But for us on the show, we're also big on what science actually says. What does the research say? What does common sense also say? And what is the future like for Nigeria? So we'll just tie it back first to some of the things that the DG said yesterday. And this was a question that was put to her about whether or not Nigeria can survive without GMOs, whether we need GMOs. So we'll take a listen to what she had to say. It was Jeffrey that asked that question yesterday. So we'll take a listen to the DG and then we'll come back to you, Prof.
Nigeria actually needs GMO, our food security.
Yes, I can hear you. I had just sent you a message. Good morning, P-Shegs. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for honoring the invite. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, loud and clear.
Okay, so I was just playing your videos. I played there was a 15-minute video that I saw on your Twitter page that I shared earlier, and I was just trying to play the one from Channels News because I know you guys had an interview with Channels yesterday. But welcome. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the interview was today, actually.
Oh, okay. It was today. Okay, because of the difference in time. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Right.
Yeah.
No problems.
So welcome. I guess we can get started. Thank you once again for being here. The audience is going to join as they come in. They will listen, and those who are not able to catch up, they would have this to play back on. But yeah, I've been really interested. I actually have been following this GMO activism since 2014 with Gbadebo Vivoro. That was how I knew about it. He and his wife on Facebook. So I've been following. I actually asked him when he came out to contest for governorship candidacy in Lagos State. That was one of my questions to him, like, what happened with the activism on GMO? Yeah. So thank you very much. Yeah, you have the floor now, so you can educate us further. Thank you.
All right. So I think that on the topic of GMOs, it's quite very broad. It's a very broad conversation. There's so much to know. There's so much to talk about. But one of the things one of the areas that I want to really talk about is the last video you were just playing before I came on. Essentially, the interview that we had today at Channels TV. That's about roughly about 11 hours ago. So Channels TV actually yesterday fielded the DG of the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA. And here in Nigeria, NBMA is the national regulatory body on biotechnology. In other words, they are the ones that are concerned about biosafety to ensure that in the practice of biotechnology, the citizens are protected and that everything is going well. And it's very shameful to see the DG of NBMA actually promoting GMOs. She said in the video you just played that Nigeria needs GMOs for us to attain food security. I can talk about it Twitter style, like just go full savage. I can really give her violence. It doesn't make any sense. We have so much problems with insecurity. There's so much insecurity problems. You didn't talk about it. Women are getting raped on the farms. Farmers are getting killed on the farms. I personally know people who had to run away from their farms because of this issue. You didn't talk about the insecurity. You didn't talk about the post-harvest losses, which is up to 40% in Nigeria. You didn't remember those two. You didn't talk about the deplorable state of the road to the farms. You didn't talk about the transportation. You didn't talk about all those things, lack of storage. And you just go straight to GMOs. I should ask you, how much were you paid? That's what I should ask you, because the thing is this. Biotechnology in itself is not an African science. It's not something that you would say that you know very well. It's imported. So for that to be your first call of solution, that means you have bought a narrative or you were paid a narrative. It's not your first call. Look, when we did our agric science in school, no one taught us to use pesticides. No one taught us to use biotechnology seeds. No one taught us. We were just told to, in fact, we were given homework to go plant seeds and bring them to school the following day, or rather when they eventually germinate. Nobody taught us absolutely anything about seeds and grains. Now they use seeds and grains to try to create a narrative that seeds come from the biotech companies and the grains are what are the yield. You should understand what I just said. I'm telling you, I can't hear you.
I had to mute so that for the listeners,
All right.
I'm like gasp, I'm shouting like, wow.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, because they use grains for what should be consumed and seeds for what you plant. And the narrative being pushed right now is seeds are actually what you get from the seed companies. So if they succeed, in 100 years from now, you will have a generation of people who never would have believed that regenerative seeds ever existed.
Oh my goodness.
So that's actually what we're fighting. We're actually fighting for sanity amongst the scientists, if you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that there's so much we can talk about this from. And you see, I'm not talking about what I heard or what I read in the papers. One thing that I have done in this campaign here in Nigeria, I have gone wide, I have gone far. I have been into every single place that needs to be been to. If there's anything like that,
No,
I've been everywhere.
following you. I have been following you heavily because I saw you when you went to the National Assembly, when you were trying to, I mean, I think you guys had a meeting there at some point. I read all those your long Twitter. I read them. I'm telling you, because I am, like I told you, right? I grew up on the farm. We grew our own food in my house. We never bought food in the market. So every food, we're rich in food in my house. There was no food that you will not find in my house. And this was our soil. During harvest, we had great harvest. Yam harvest, cassava, gari yam everywhere, cocoa yam everywhere in my house. Even the seed, we call it this small yam. They call it for in my language, ikunya. That's what we call it, right? Everywhere, food, plantain. I had an uncle who lived in the north. He dealt in selling of farm produce. He used to send us bags of potatoes. Do you understand? So for me, food sovereignty is crucial. Like I said, I've been following the Gbadebos from 2014 when they were trying to educate our legislators about this GMO thing, and none of them was listening. And then all of a sudden it fell through the cracks. I'm like, where do we start from? So imagine my joy when I saw that it came up again. That was when I said, no, we have to keep doing this.
I need to tell a story.
Please,
I need to really tell a story
I beg,
because
say it however where you won't come from. Just say it from there. I beg. We're here.
A lot of people wonder where did this guy come from. He just came with a lot of violence, fighting everybody. You will know that he's not taking it easy on this topic. You will know. And a lot of people have. I'm telling you, a lot of people have wondered, what's going on really. Why so much? So I'm one person that I don't fight to lose anything. And I can stay on something. I can stay on it. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I didn't know about, I had ideas about GMOs, but I didn't pay it any attention. All the while the Gbadebo rules 2014, I didn't know anything. No, I didn't. If I had known then, maybe it would have been a different kettle of fish right now, but I had no idea. It was 2020, the whole COVID thing.
Right.
I was really big on the COVID. I mean, I used to be just a regular guy on Twitter, like just a regular guy. One of those accounts you just see with maybe like 100 people, nothing really happening. In fact, for years, I didn't even have a Twitter account. Like I had a Twitter account, but never signed into. But with the whole COVID thing, I had a moral duty to inform people because I knew a whole lot about what was going to happen before it happened.
Right.
I knew since 2012 something was coming. When COVID came, I knew exactly what it was. I knew COVID came because they needed to force the mRNA vaccines down people's, bodies. Anyways, that's that. So, I'll talk about COVID another time. Then I have followed very carefully several other policies, policies for global governance, to put the whole world under a global governance structure. I've followed policies on that for years. So I can see all the instruments that they use. And that led me to biotechnology. By 2023, I was already getting very interested in gene editing, biotechnology, because I could see it as also a tool for technocracy. If you study the Fourth Industrial Revolution by the World Economic Forum, you would see that they are advocating for a new revolution that would involve a global reset, and the world will be very different. In other words, man will merge with machines.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, it's going to be at genome level. So there's going to be some gene tampering. And for that to happen, of course, you'd have the vaccines, and you'd also have, I won't even call them vaccines, you'll have those liquid operating systems injected into people. And for that also to really happen, you need some sort of mutation, gene mutation. And this is where GMOs come in. So by January 2024, I was now getting fully into GMOs. And by the 12th of January, I received a notification on my phone that the federal government in Nigeria just commercialized telomeres, GMO maize.
Yeah.
Immediately I saw it, the next moment, like a week later, a week, 2 weeks later, I had set up an organization, the Center for Food Safety and Agricultural Research. Myself and my friend, Professor Christobeg, the man that was in that video that you were just playing, I reached out to him, and together we came up with that organization. And we decided to, we didn't know anybody. We're just like regular citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but we decided that we were going to do something about this. And immediately, we first had our first symposium. We gathered people, farmers, nutritionists, lawyers, agriculturists, everybody just come together. Let's talk about the problem. You just gather friends to talk about this.
Right.
And by the time we were done with that conversation, we knew that this was going to be a defining moment. It was going to be a defining moment in our lives. We were going to have to take this very seriously. And we were everywhere last year. Everywhere, from Lagos to Abuja, Kaduna, Niger State, Benue, everywhere, talking about this. Even out of the country, at a point, we did a lot of groundwork. Then one thing we did again was to research. We did a study. We had a study into. Wait, I think I need to share. I think I need to share that I am live on my Twitter so people will know. Do you have a link for this?
I actually, you can share it in a private chat. Do you see the private chat in the box on the side?
Oh,
yeah. Uh-oh. P-Shex, you took yourself out too. Oh my God. Guys, please share the video. We need to be educated. Unless you don't care about what goes inside your stomach. Hey, me, I care. Oh. I'm very particular about what I eat and what I put in my stomach. Now I pay more attention. I spend more money on food like I've never ever spent. I am very careful. Now I want to go farmers market now they look for all over my area. Do you understand? I want to be good. Now farmers market now it gets me now. Now they follow now do. Yeah, sorry. You do put in because I shared, is it the video that you posted? I think it's a 15-minute video. I have it on your Twitter or another one.
No, that was a video. No, is this particular, is this live? I want to share this live so people from Twitter can come here.
Right, you can share. You see the link I sent to you, that initial link. Let me actually share this again. Let me share it to your DM again. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll share it to you, my DM.
Okay, you know what? If you just send it to me, post it. Oh, shoot.
Sorry, I'll send it to your. Are you able to get to your DM while you're live?
All right. I'm just on my laptop. I can get it. System.
Okay. Yeah. So just copy and then send it to your DM, and then you can now share it to your people. Okay, I just said it. Guys, to share the video so more aware. Let them come and get educated, though, because what you eat is very important. It determines how strong your body is going to be. If you go to the store, you know they have numbers wherever you live. I don't know, some of you live in different places. They have numbers. I hope you understand what those numbers mean, and I hope you understand where to shop for your food, and not just put anything in your body, because what you put in your body is very hard to take out once it goes in. Nigeria that has fertile soil. If you put anything in your backyard, it grows. We grew tomatoes in my backyard, tomatoes and pepper. Even some of the veggies, some of the vegetables, what's it called? Saint leaf, we grew in our backyards. Bitter leaf, we grew in our backyards. So my people, please continue to share. Did you get it, Pishex? Did you get it in your DM?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've shared it. Yes. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, like I was saying, we gathered them. Then we started talking about at least getting to know the extent of the problem. Then we went into research. We had to study what has happened about this, who's been talking about this in Nigeria, because we didn't want to believe that we were the first. We had to find out. That's when we found out that the organizations like HOMEF, GRV, his wife, they're actually my friends now, GRV and his wife. We were in good contact with one another. Then we found several other organizations, Action Against Pesticides in Nigeria, of course, HOMEF, then several other organizations.
What does HOMEF do for the audience?
That's HOMEF is Home of Mother Earth Foundation, something like that. Hope for Mother Earth Foundation. Let me check it.
Okay.
Health of Mother Earth Foundation. That's it.
Health of Mother Earth
Foundation. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what HOMEF means.
Okay. You sound like it's a busy time for busy. Everybody's calling you.
Right. So actually, yeah. So I was just telling someone something. So
Okay.
yeah, so we found excuse me. We found all these organizations, and we decided to, okay, what really happened? Why did it suddenly just go cold? Then we found out that there was a court ruling, I think in 2017, if I get it correct, but there was a court ruling. One of these organizations sued the DG of the then DG of NBMA, the pioneer DG. His name was Dr. Rufus Ebega. He was the guy who got Nigeria into GMOs.
Wow.
And they sued him for approving GMOs on a public holiday, May 1st, 2016.
Wow.
And and that was on a Sunday. It wasn't just a public holiday, it was also a weekend. And that was when he approved GMOs into Nigeria. Crazy. Yeah. So
that is wild.
I'm telling you, wild. And there's a Premium Times story on how Monsanto Agriculture Nigeria Limited lobbied the National Assembly as at that time to push this whole thing in. It was the NBMA Act of 2015. It was signed into law in 2015. That was what opened Nigeria up to all of this, to create first the NBMA agency as gatekeepers of biotechnology, gatekeepers of biosafety. And then the first DG was Rufus Abega, and he, of course, stamped the whole thing in on a public holiday.
I
And
wonder how much he got paid for. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go
crazy,
ahead.
man. So after that, the next thing is
Uh-oh. P-Shex, you're frozen.
so we decided to find out.
Now we can hear you. Go ahead now. Okay, now we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, now we can hear you. But you're freezing. You're freezing again. Okay. You're frozen. No. Okay. Let me just while he tries to fix his Wi-Fi there. Dr. Shegun, you're frozen. No. Maybe you want to go out and come back so we can continue. Una, they hear something. They passed it in the weekend on a public holiday. In fact, the weekend of a public holiday on a Sunday. So GMOs have flooded Nigeria because of that. Everybody needs to be a part of this movement. There's no choice. What is going on in Nigeria is everybody's as long as you're Nigerian, and you feel connected to that soil, you need to be a part of this. Nobody's going to give it to you a la carte. Let me use the political language. Nobody's going to. These people have subtly entered your system. I saw something on Twitter earlier, right? Let me read it for you guys. Igo Shokuna. Leaked document from Nigeria's National Assembly. Open Week reveals foreign organizations like M16, CIA-linked NGOs, and Gates Foundation are helping draft key laws. Do you guys know that? Everybody needs to be a part of this. You cannot afford to sit on the sideline, no. While people are taking over a land that is fertile, that you have been blessed with, you want to give it to foreigners? P-Shex, so welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. So we did all that research and found out that the main reason the thing folded up was because there was a law. I think it's Public Service Act of 2014. I think it had that stuff for that. There was an act that the judges had to pull up to say that they were about 8 or 9 months late, that you can only challenge such an action after 3 months. That's if the DG takes such a step, you can only challenge it 3 months between 3 months after he takes that kind of action. So they lost that case on technicalities, not because the case lacked merit. But they lost it on technicalities, and they never reopened it because, as at that time, GMOs didn't have the kind of widespread knowledge like we currently have in the country. So, and sometimes you need this kind of movement to go organic. It should be everywhere. Before you start talking about going to courts and the likes. So we had to. So I studied that. And then again, I saw that immediately after that ruling, the GMO guys celebrated it big time. And those things can affect your morale. So it looked like they had lost the GMO war, kind of. And secondly, there was a public hearing on GMOs at the National Assembly, the Senate to be precise, and the Senate chambers. And everybody who attended that particular public hearing were all pro-GMO guys, And so I had to ask, the anti-GMO people, because we were just getting involved.
Right.
So I had to ask them, why didn't you guys attend? I was very curious to know why they didn't attend. So just a second, Senate public hearing on GMOs. Just want to check it out. So I had to ask them that, why didn't you guys attend? I just pulled up the URL. So you could even see this. You could see all the anti-GMO people. You could see all the GMO guys there. The guy who said eat and die, he was there. If you eat and die, he's inside the picture.
I saw that video. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I was right there when he said it. It was crazy. I just sent you a URL now to see the Senate, the funny Senate hearing they had, and then you see Rose Gidado.
Hey, Salud, wow. This is September 5, 2022. Anti-GMO bill suffers setback at public hearing. A bill to limit Dr. Shegun, you're frozen again. But I'm just going to read this bill while you try to sort out your internet. A bill to, so this is it, right? It's a bill, it says anti-GMO bill suffers setback at public hearing. A bill to limit the application of biotechnology suffered a major setback. Matter of fact, let me pull it up from here so I can read it to you guys. Okay. Okay, there it is. What is okay? Anti-GMO bill suffers setback at Senate public hearing, and here is the photo. Here is the picture of everybody that was there. Look at them. Look at their faces. So see them with their large stomachs. See them. A bill to limit the application of biotechnology suffered a major setback at the public hearing organized by the National Assembly Committee on Environment. The bill, which seeks to amend the National Biosafety Management Agency (NBMA) Act 2015, will peg perceived progress made by modern biotechnology in the country if passed. Key sponsors of the bill failed to appear before the committee to argue their case. Okay, I just pulled it up and I was reading it while you were sorting out your internet.
Yes, I don't know what's going on. I think I had to change location.
Okay.
And where I am right now, you're going to have some soldiers around.
Okay, no worries. Welcome soldiers. We welcome soldiers because we got to fight this thing. Yes.
Yeah. So of course you put it up there. I wanted you to see that.
Yes.
So you could see Rose Gidado there. It and that guy is on the far left.
I want you to show us who these people are. Let me pull it. Let me show the people. So because I pulled up the pictures of the people. So let me. Where is this?
So.
Okay. So show us who is Rose Gidado there? Is it the one in black?
No, the one in green.
The one in green. Okay.
Yes. Then the person beside her is Professor Celestian Agoru.
This one are red. The one wearing red.
Yeah, red, like red, kind of.
Yeah, champagne.
Yeah. He used to be a very vocal guy on the whole stuff. In fact, last year, he was on Channels TV also. And exactly what we did with Dr. Yemisi, 24 hours after he was on TV, same program, we went there.
Good.
And then we scattered everything he said. Very necessary.
Yes.
I would show you his own video. It's sorry, I'm just checking for it. I'll send it to you so you can put it up on the screen.
No problem.
Yeah. Then the person on the far left beside the guy on Black Hats. That's the eat and die guy, Kabir Ibrahim.
Oh my God, that's the one that say it's better to eat and pie
Eat
with
and die.
GMO.
Yeah, that's him.
Hey, that's it.
And there's something very interesting that you need to know about that gentleman. Just hold on a second. I was, in fact, I was preparing for that tweet. Let me see if I can bring it up because I need to let people know the kind of person he is.
Right.
So he doubles as the president of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, and also has the president of the National Agribusiness Group, NABG. And interestingly, his tenure expired since 2019.
Wow.
His tenure as the president of the All Farmers Association expired since 2019. But he has been holding on to the office, refusing to step down. Even after there was an election, I think in 2021, somebody else was supposed to get in, but the guy stuck to he stuck himself there like a leech, you know. His time had expired, you know, but he refused to move from there. He claimed that under some provisions of the Constitution, he was supposed to be president for life. Can you imagine?
Goodness.
He claimed he was supposed to be president for life. You know? Just hold on a second. I want to send you the URL. So I was preparing that tweet, you know, but let me just send that to you now.
Okay. No worries.
No, I just sent it to you now. Okay. You can check it out. You can check your
Okay, let me check my
So you see it. The guy refused to vacate the place. You know? So that's the kind of person that we are actually talking about, you know.
Yeah.
That is important.
Maybe we need to put pressure on. I don't know if we can do Twitter style. Just call him out, put him out there, telling him your tenure has expired. What are you still doing there?
No. In fact, no. The appeal court had to even step in. So they have a new president, but he's trying to still, you know, scatter the thing and get back into office. You know, that's even a legal battle he's currently on. I mean, somebody who he wanted to be the president of an association for life. Life. Anyway, that's by the way.
Yeah.
I have some even information I want to share on him. Let me see. The NABG group are one of those that have received funding from Bill Gates at some point, you know.
Right.
The Nigerian Agribusiness Group, about $1.something million, you know, they take from Bill Gates, you know. And that informs a lot of things that they do. So then I have a letter an internal letter they wrote to themselves, you know, telling themselves that, you know, they need to ramp up this was last year when it was very hot. The anti-GMO stuff was very hot last year.
Yeah.
They wrote a letter to themselves, ramping up stuff, trying to ensure that things, you know, they can't allow us win, quote unquote. Let me see if I can pull up that letter and share it with you.
I want to share the link that I want to share with the people so that they can also see that the first shared, so that they can be aware as well. My people, this is a work deal. Not everybody, none of us, we don't have the leisure or the privilege of staying by the side. Everybody must be involved. All hands on what? On deck. All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Okay, this is it. The SAN applauds appeal court judgment on All Farmers Association of Nigeria's leadership tussle. This was July 25. Oh, a couple of days ago.
Right.
Okay. Do you want me to read it, or I should just, you know,
should I quickly? That's so that people will get to know the kind of person the guy who said eat and die is. It's very important.
Hi. Now, wow. Siam. Okay, let's start. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Taiwo Kupolati, who represented the registered trustees of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, has welcomed the decision of the Court of Appeal affirming the sack of Kabir Ibrahim, that's his name, as the association's president, saying it upholds the rule of law and the association's founding values. In an exclusive interview with Premium Times on Thursday, in Lagos, Mr. Kupolati described the appellate court's ruling as solid and a further confirmation that Mr. Ibrahim was illegally occupying the office 6 years after his tenure expired. The storyline is quite simple. Mr. Kupolati said, this is an organization that was established by law and was incorporated. And if you have a corporation like the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, it will also have its own system of administration. It will have a governance structure, and it also has trustees, eminent people, he said. He explained that Mr. Ibrahim became AFAN president in 2014, 11 years old, and was entitled to a single 5-year term, which expired in 2019. Hey, God, what kind of evil people do we have as God? As provided in AFAN's constitution. However, he said rather than stepping down, Mr. Ibrahim claimed a constitutional right to remain indefinitely, a claim both the Federal High Court and now the Court of Appeal have dismissed. When his term expired in 2019, Kabir Ibrahim refused to leave. He claimed that under some provisions of the Constitution, he was supposed to be president for life. Hey! Hey! The Farouk Moody group decided to turn to the law. They went to the Federal High Court and asked the court to interpret the constitution of the association, he noted. He further explained that a judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, Taiwo, now retired, ruled that the AFAN constitution allowed only one term of 5 years and declared Mr. Ibrahim's continued occupation of the office illegal. The court found in its judgment that the president is entitled to only one term of 5 years, which expired in 2019. From 2014 to 2019 was 5 years. Gentlemen, this is 2025. This is an example of a very calamitous situation, he stated. The lawyer added that Mr. Ibrahim was not a trustee of AFAN and therefore lacked the standing to override the organization's governance structure. This is an association meant to help coordinate and support Nigeria's food system, and you have one man who is not even a trustee insisting that he has the right to continue as president indefinitely. He added, appeal dismissed. Following the High Court ruling, Mr. Ibrahim proceeded to the Court of Appeal, which on July 17 dismissed his appeal for lacking merit. Oh my God, thank God. Woo! The appeal court awarded 200,000 naira against him in favor of Mr. Moody. The court recognized leader of the association as the valid precedent. The Court of Appeal affirmed the March 2022 Federal High Court decision that Mr. Ibrahim's tenure ended on 14 June 2019 and ordered him to vacate the office and return AFAN property. In the unanimous ruling of the 3-member bench of the Court of Appeal, Appellate Judge Mohammed Danjuma, who delivered the lead judgment, affirmed that April 2021 AFAN General Assembly election in Kano, which produced Mr. Moody, was valid. In 2 separate suits at the Federal High Court, both parties had sought legal clarity over leadership claims. Mr. Ibrahim challenged Mr. Moody's emergence, while Mr. Moody asked the court to declare Mr. Ibrahim's continued stay unlawful. The court ruled in favor of Moody. Oh, this is awesome. Citing Article 13.1 of AFAN's Constitution and Section 593 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, which provide for a single 5-year term for office holders. Mr. Taiwo also granted a perpetual injunction restraining Mr. Ibrahim and his dissolved NWC from acting on behalf of AFAN or using police agents to harass the new leadership. According to the court filings, the 13-member caretaker committee led by Mr. Moody was inaugurated on March 4, 2021 by Murtala Nyako, chairman of AFAN's Board of Trustees. AFAN, a national umbrella of body for Nigeria's commodity-based association, was established in 1995 to support and regulate the agricultural sector. Huh? Hey, they don't remove the man. Oh,
so you see, now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is so that people can understand the kind of person who we are dealing with. That's a power
Yeah.
drunk. That's somebody who can actually come and say, you can eat GMOs and die because you're going to die anyways, anytime else. That's a ruthless. That's. You're speaking of ruthlessness there.
Yes.
I sent you something else now. Check it out.
Okay. All
So
right.
this is now he doubles as the president. Now this is a letter from him to his people. So in the Nigerian Agribusiness Group. So I want you to check it out.
Okay.
I want you
Is
to
it a
look at it.
foreseeable role of telomeres? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me share this. The fight, plenty for Nigeria. Hey, God, I beg. Oh.
It's not everything.
Who we offend? Hey, okay. This is Nigeria Agribusiness Group,
And
NABG.
he's the president also. Same guy.
The Kabir guy is still the president here.
You scroll down to the end and see his name. He signed off this letter.
Hey, Salobwa. He's true. Oh my God. These are the people they are using to sabotage also.
So you see, these are enemies within. These are people within our systems that do not want us to lift off. And you see, when Nigerians are busy with things like Big Brother, skits, you're watching skits, Big Brother, you're just doing APC versus PDP, Yoruba versus Igbo, and all the other frivolities. These are the things that are going on the ground, right? Read this letter out.
Yes.
I think people need to listen to this.
Yes, let me read it. Okay, the foreseeable role of telomeres and BPR cowpea in Nigeria's food system, an agri-business perspective factoring the SSPs, small-scale producers. The last couple of weeks have been very challenging for Nigeria's agricultural space following the release of 4 variants of telomeres, namely SAMAS 72T, SAMAS 73T, SAMAS 74T, SAMAS 75T. Some persons who express fears ranging from perceived health risk, land degradation, oh my God, una dey hear land degradation, conventional seed loss, economic sabotage, and even recolonization may have expressed such fears because they feel sufficient scientific communication was not done by the National Research System, the National Seed System, the biosafety regulators, according to a survey of the opinions expressed by the generality of our SHFs,
smallholder farmers.
Farmers.
Let me explain. So you see, what they were saying here was that they just released these 4 samazis. These are basically telomeres, GMO maize, and since they released it, they've not had peace of mind. Like, people have been expressing fears on perceived health risks, on land degradation, conventional seed loss, economic sabotage. The very things that we've been expressing, they're actually referring to us here. So they said that we have not allowed them to rest. Then he now said, according to a survey of the opinion expressed by smallholder farmers. Then he goes on to say, OFAB, which is actually the woman in green, Rose Gidado.
Yes.
OFAB in partnership with ATF, which is under, now you see the lie here. Now, this is why I wanted you to read this letter.
Right.
It says that the Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnology, OFAB, in partnership with ATF, listen to that, in partnership with ATF, I'm coming. Then it says, which is under the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency. So what they are telling you here is that OFAB is under this agency, Research and Development Agency. Am I correct?
Right.
Good.
That's
You
what
need to listen to this carefully. Now, it says that OFAB, which is under the Research and Development Agency, is now working in partnership with ATF. That's a lie. The truth of the matter is this. ATF, the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, that is a Bill Gates heavily funded institution for providing agricultural technology to the whole of Africa. Now, after they created AATF now created another organization called OFAB. So OFAB is a creation of AATF. It is not in partnership with AATF. So here they are giving people the idea that OFAB is under the Research and Development Agency. OFAB is not under the Research and Development Agency. OFAB belongs to AATF. It's not in partnership with AATF. OFAB belongs to AATF. Now they needed to penetrate governments from outside. So they created OFAB Nigeria. They created OFAB Ghana, OFAB Kenya. So OFAB, which is from AATF, now goes to plant itself inside the biotech research and development agencies of those countries. It plants itself there and becomes a part of, that kind of, when you're collecting, when you're sick and they want to, they put injection. So they open a line on your hand so that anytime they want to pass something in. So you can think of OFAB as that line that has penetrated the countries. So anytime they need to push in biotechnology funding, anytime they need to push in funds, anytime they need to push in policies, they pass it through OFAB that already has access, like that medical line that they used to put. So that's what OFAB is. OFAB is that line that they use to push it in. Now in Nigeria, the country director of OFAB is Dr. Rose Gidado. She came. Now, listen to this carefully. Dr. Rose Gidado comes into, just a second, I want to get a document here. Let me see if I can pull up that document. I should find it here.
There's something, my people, now they hear.
I'll go check up there later. Okay. Now, OFAB originally, Rose Gidado originally comes into Nigeria as OFAB. Now, this is where it gets interesting. She now becomes a federal government staff.
Oh my God.
And not just a federal government staff. Currently, that's National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency. She's currently the deputy director of that agency.
Oh my God.
And she heads the Department of Agricultural Biotechnology. So that means the agenda through OFAB is no longer coming in as an advocate. Like they came in as advocacy.
Yes.
They came in as policy advisory. They are no longer policy advisors or advocates or practicing advocacy. They are now the policy drivers, the policy makers.
Oh my goodness.
You put somebody who plays duality.
Yes.
She's in OFAB and she's also in federal government. You put her in charge of Nigeria's biotechnology. How will they do any research that is indigenous to Nigeria?
Never. It will never happen.
Okay.
Never.
There are concerns about GMOs. Fine. There are concerns about GMOs. Why is she not even conducting research? I mean, I made a post yesterday about the Ministry of Health in Austria, about how they found out that GMOs affect reproduction. It affects your fertility. What is Nigeria's Ministry of Health doing? What's our Ministry of Science and Technology doing? What's our Research and Development Agency doing when they have OFAB leached onto them? So I wanted to show you that. Look at what they said in that paragraph that I was reading. The Open Forum for Agricultural, OFAB in partnership with AATF, which is under NBRDA, has been effectively disseminating information to the public. OFAB is not a Nigerian organization. So why is OFAB disseminating information to
the public?
It says, but this, listen to this. It says, but this will have to be intensified especially due to the strong anti-GMO lobby and the social media.
Social media. So that is us now. Us that
Yes. So they are
hey,
telling, what they're trying to say is that these people, their bone is strong. They're not giving us, we're not having it easy at all. So
yes,
that means we have to double up. Then, you know, then they tried to prove that they were correct. Then they said the small scale producers, otherwise known as smallholder farmers, will seamlessly exit poverty and get into prosperity if they
hey,
embrace
lies,
agricultural biotechnology and the products of genetic engineering. This will only happen through massive education and endless advocacy, as well as showcasing success stories of countries like Argentina, Burkina Faso, lies. At
lies.
least Burkina Faso, I can send you. I don't even need to send you. Just open your unreliable Google and check Burkina Faso cotton farmers reject GMO.
Yeah, I
So you will
saw
see
that.
Burkina Faso
Yeah, I
story.
remember when you mentioned it. I think you were on a space. I don't know which space, but when on one of the spaces you were on, you mentioned
Right.
it. And then I went to look it up and I saw that Burkina Faso rejected their let me see, Burkina Faso.
Brazil also. So all these countries they mentioned, South Africa just reversed their approval of the same telomeres. India, oh, hundreds of thousands of Indian farmers committed suicide because of it.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, Canada also released a report that since they approved GMOs in their country, they have seen the use of pesticide ramp up to over 244%. So all the things he said here were lies. Now, it now says, with the reliable projected population growth studies released, Nigeria will have a population of 400 million in about 26 years. Now, this is the same figure that Bill Gates quotes, so you can know where they're getting their information from.
Yes.
He now says today we are about 200 million and plus, 200 million plus, and still counting, and grappling with astronomical food price hike due to many threat factors, chief of which is low productivity. Can you see the lie here?
Hey,
Is
they're not
Nigeria
talking
suffering
about
from?
terrorism. Hey, God, it's not.
No, they didn't mention.
Go ahead. Sorry,
They didn't mention anything like that. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Go
All right,
ahead. Go
good.
ahead.
Okay, so no talk about terrorism, no talk about
Mm.
post-harvest loss. This is the
Yeah.
president of the Nigerian Agribusiness Group talking here. He's not talking about terrorism. He's not talking
No,
about the 40% post-harvest losses. He's not talking about all the other issues.
the destruction to the land due to this GMO. He not mention am. He said it was mentioned in the beginning. Was we're reading. He did not mention it as one of the factors. Go ahead.
I want to show you something. Just give me a second.
Sure.
So it won't be like I'm quoting figures without proof. I want to show you where it was said that, okay, just a second. I'm going to send the URL to you shortly. We might have to have maybe this space once, twice, so that because there's a lot of information.
Absolutely. No,
So
absolutely.
we don't.
Please let me know when you are
I'm going to
available.
send you. Yeah, we can have it. Yeah, I'm sending you another one now.
Okay.
So you can put it up. So you see, food security, experts worry over 40% post-harvest loss. So Nigeria is experiencing 40% post-harvest losses. In other words, these farmers actually produce the food, but they sport on the farm. And that was what Professor Christopher was saying earlier on when he said that we are not suffering from low productivity. What we are suffering from now are we are not solving our problems.
Yes.
Economic deprivation. This is it here. 40% post-harvest loss. The president of the Nigerian Agribusiness Group says that it is low productivity that is the problem. No one is talking about the dollar to the naira exchange rate, the economic realities. $1. This administration started on $1 was 400 naira. It's currently $1 to 1,600. That drives the cost of every other thing high. He didn't talk about it. All he said was no productivity because he has to promote the narratives that's been given to them from wherever they get these narratives from. Then it says that the adoption of GM crops become desirable in the face of the challenges in our food system. but we must ensure food safety and general socioeconomic conditions before the production and consumption of those crops. To ensure safety, the NBMA Act, which mandates the agency to ensure the safety of GM crops before blah, 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 blah. The evolution of PBR, cowpea, and teller maize was subjected to all the extant laws transparently and in collaboration with all stakeholders, especially NAFAB, and I put in brackets, OFAB has its affiliate. Then it says NAFDAC. Now you're seeing this, now it says NAFDAC. It says which is on the board of NBMA. And we all saw the NAFDAC DG say that, you saw what she said, good.
Yes. But
The consumer
they pulled that
protection,
video. They pulled it.
They pulled it everywhere, but I mean, we have it. We have copies. We circulate it.
Yes.
It's sitting pretty on my handle with over 100,000 views. They can't do anything about that.
Handle. Yeah.
They are not serious. Then Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology, as well as the Ministry of Health. Okay, so I mean, you can't fool anybody. The same person is funding all of you. So NAFDAC is under the Ministry of Health. We're not fools here. The Minister of the NABDA, Rosgirado, is under the Ministry of Science and Technology. So we all know what the trick is. Then it says, the Seed Act of 2019, which ensures compliance to market monopoly, seed distribution, seed production, and compliance with all extant laws to avoid abuse and ensure the seamless attainment of food security, as well as the evolution, as well as the eventual safe food supply to all Nigerians. For the above reasons and good agribusiness, Nigerian farmers should embrace these crops because they are safe for human consumption and have high yield that could play a vital role in the transformation of our food system, which will ensure the attainment of food security in Nigeria, and the farmers will exceed poverty and become prosperous.
Lies.
So, as I was saying, anybody who believes this letter is an idiot. That's just the honest truth. Because
lies.
In itself, any farmer that reads this should know that our guy has collected money, and that's the period.
You.
They should just know that this letter is not real. It's not facing the realities of the day. Click on the next link I gave you, the food security, the 40% post-harvest losses.
Right. Hold on, let me pull this up. Okay, I already have it up actually. Guys, please share this video. I beg, share. Hey, Mona, share this video. I beg. All right, here it is. Guardian. Food security experts worry over 40% post-harvest losses. Look at.
Great. So that already lets us know where the real problem is. It shows us 40%, as high as 40%. Think about it. When you're losing as high as 40%, what's left?
Nothing.
So they hide from these realities, and then they focus on what they've been paid to do. 128%. So let's check on Tanzania food sufficiency. So like I said, there's a whole lot that we can talk about this. We can keep talking about these things, We can keep talking about it. There are so many angles. These are angles that I haven't even brought to social media. I haven't really spoken about this part of this conversation on social media, Let me send you another one.
Right.
Something else to put up.
Right.
So yeah. So we haven't really checked that out.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Okay. Tanzania achieves, wow.
So that's to tell you that we don't need this thing, right?
No.
We don't need it. We don't need it. If a fellow African country can actually attain food sufficiency without GMOs, they tried. They were lobbied to try GMOs twice, but they rejected it.
Tanzania achieves 128% food sufficiency through agroecology, rejects GMOs.
So There's a whole lot that we can. Let me share something with you that I want us to put up. I think that this one is called evidence-based space. So everything we're saying, we have to say it,
Yes, absolutely.
So
So
everything
that
we're
people
sharing,
will
we have
see
to.
that we're not pulling it out of our pockets.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's not, we're not trying to,
Mm-mm.
we're not playing games.
No. Eh?
Just in a moment, let me share something with you. Mm. Because many times people don't do their deep research to really look into all these things. They just tell them that it's safe and effective. It's not safe and effective.
Right, exactly. You know what
No.
bothers me is that the ease at which these representatives we have, all of them just seem to be sellouts. They will throw over 200 million people under the bus for trinkets. Ha!
Yeah. But you know that in the House of Reps, first, I want to before I show you my next stuff,
Mhm.
let me talk about what's actually going on in the National Assembly at this time. Because
Okay.
first of all, there's an amazing gentleman,
Okay.
amazing guy. His name is Honorable Mukhtar Shagaya.
Okay. He's a senator
House
of
of Reps
House
representative.
of Reps. Okay.
So, okay, I want to show you something. So you know that people are there are good people in this country.
There are.
You know,
There are.
they
It's
are
just
good.
that we don't have enough of them at the top. Eh?
Okay, just a minute.
Go ahead. Yeah, no worry. Take your time.
Okay. You can show this stuff. I'm going to send it to you now.
Okay.
You can show it. Where is this? Where is my X here? That's on Facebook.
Okay.
You can check it out now.
Yeah, I'm opening it. Okay. Let me share it.
Okay, so share it.
Yeah. There we
I'll
go.
be with you in like 30 seconds. Let me get my laptop power pack.
Okay, no worries. Where is the volume? Uh-oh. Okay, I think I should go to the National Assembly has a channel. Let me go to that channel and see if I can pull it up. Because I'm not on Facebook, it's not letting me access it. So let me see. Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya. I wonder what date was this. Okay, this is May 16, 2024. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to look for the video. I'm a novice. But at least you should let me hear now. Eh? Why not? Why can't they stingy like? Awesome. Oh, Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I couldn't, for some reason I wasn't able to, because I don't have Facebook. So
Oh, okay.
it was giving me, okay, now let me start. Sorry. Okay. Sorry guys, I was the one that was not expanding it enough. Mokuna no vex. The volume.
Investigate introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria. Starting it off, Honorable Tuane Shakaya. Honorable Shakaya is invited to move the motion. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya. I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, as a federal constituency, and from the state of Harmony, Mr. Speaker, Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the need to investigate the introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria. The House notes that genetically modified crops, commonly referred to as GM crops, are plants used for agricultural purposes whose DNA have been altered using genetic engineering methods. The House also notes that the recent introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria has raised serious questions, mostly about safety, regulatory oversight, and the potential impact on the country's biosafety and ecosystem. The House is aware that genetically modified foods have been created to contain almost anything, including genes which have higher levels of toxicity and negative long-term effects on human health. The House is further aware that the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA, has been accused of approving the introduction of GM crops into Nigeria without following due process and scientific protocols. The House is also concerned that these GM crops are being introduced into Nigeria at a time when the said crops are being banned in several countries like France, Russia, Germany, China, India, and a host of other countries in Europe due to safety concerns. The House is also concerned that GMO crops' long-term impact on human health remains uncertain, prompting precautionary measures due to potential health risks, including cancer, antibiotic resistance, allergic reactions, and reproductive issues. The House is cognizant that of the need to prioritize public health, biodiversity, and traditional farming practices due to uncertainties surrounding the long-term impact of GMOs on health, environment, and food security. Therefore, the House resolves to 1, urge the federal government to suspend the introduction of newly enhanced genetically modified crops until an investigation is by the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services is completed and the findings are made public. 2, also urge the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to already introduce GM foods and crops in Nigeria to be properly labeled to safeguard consumers. 3, mandate the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to A, conduct a comprehensive investigation into the introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria by the National Biosafety Management Agency. B, assess the potential health and environmental risks associated with genetically modified crops and report back to the House within 4 weeks. And finally, mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So you see,
So
that's a lawmaker. That's a lawmaker moving a motion against GMOs. And
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
And interestingly, you know, he's been on it. He's been on it. He's been on it immediately after Hazard when he moved this motion. I didn't know him at all. Like, he's just one of the people. The same way you're seeing him for the first time is the same way I was seeing him for the first time also. Like, I didn't know him. And but after that, Of course, I went to pay him a visit, once, twice. He very hard to, very inaccessible. And today, so just give me a second.
Mm-hmm. So somebody has a question here.
All right.
Yeah, Kene has a question. Let me pin the question up. I'm going to be sharing my link so that you guys can, in case you have any questions, you can ask him. Well, briefly, because he's giving us so much time today. Thank you so much, Opisheks. I appreciate. I don't know, so you go guys say, even if not 30 minutes, but I really appreciate. Why the heck are politicians the ones talking about GMO? No local scientists consulted. Should not be up to this corrupt politicians. We have politicians, we can't trust them. So yeah, I just want you to touch on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, very good question. If you were listening earlier, maybe you came in recently. I just talked about how the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency is fully leached on by OFAB. There is another organization called the Biotechnology Society of Nigeria, BSN. BSN is filled with people who actually support this science. Many of them, you see, when the world begins going in a certain direction, like biotechnology and all, for these scientists to advance their career, they agree with many of the research and stuff that's going on in their field. They wouldn't question the ethics of it. They would feel that if other civilizations are doing it, then we can go ahead with it. No indigenous research, nothing like, just like during the COVID. I remember how once the Pharmaceutical Society in Nigeria, they were actually marketing the vaccines. They reached out to the media houses, all the editors of the media house. I happened to be on that space, and they were really talking about why we need to use the vaccines and stuff. And then I said to them, look, I'm seeing past and current presidents of the Pharmaceutical Society seated in this place. How is it possible that none of you is thinking about our own indigenous research to solve the COVID problem here in Nigeria for Africa? Why have you guys reduced yourself to become marketers? Because that's what they started doing, marketing. They were marketing what the other guys had done. Nobody was trying to check whether it's what we need. Nobody was even trying to do a risk assessment. Okay, you're localizing this thing here in Nigeria. Is it compatible with us? No, nothing of such. Just collect it and market it. And that's the same thing we're seeing here with our science community now. All the vaccines that they're shooting into the kids of, like Bill Gates said, we just shoot them right into the arms of your children. Who is carrying out the risk assessments? Who is checking whether it's what we need or not? Who is checking? Do we have, I see this is where national sovereignty comes in.
Yes.
What has science community? What are they saying? Are they fully, because you can't say you're a sovereign state, a sovereign nation, if everything you're doing is connected to a civilization somewhere else. That means you're fully dependent on them. Now, and that's where our science community is current. I mean, is it Rose? Like I made a tweet earlier and I said Rose Gidano needs to stop this parading herself, OFAB and co. And she needs to focus on our own indigenous research. If we are coming out to say that there's enough research. I posted recently that the Ministry of Health in Austria are seeing that GMOs are affecting fertility. Okay, we've seen a problem. It's not just for you to say there's no problem. Let us consult our own data, our own research. So you are now supposed to start working on our own research so that we know what is wrong at this time. So, and these are the things that we've been talking to our science community about. They need to stop marketing for these guys And we need to start carrying out our own indigenous research to know what exactly is going on with these things here in Nigeria. And I think that answers Kine's question, because currently they're all funded, they're attending conferences paid by these same organizations, these same people who are pushing this stuff. So I was just talking about our lawmakers, and she also played the video of Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, where he raised a motion on the House that the House needs to suspend GMOs. You know,
He
yeah, thanks,
appreciates the
thanks, man.
response.
Yeah,
Activist Jerry, I will bring you in. Do you want me to bring him in? I know you guys work together, right?
no,
So,
he's someone who really follows almost everything I post.
okay.
So he's an amazing guy. Amazing guy. I met him online and just posting everything. So, anyways, uh, you see what the lawmakers are doing currently. The lawmakers are actually taking it up. Then in November, we had the public hearing. After Tolani Shagaya put up that motion, then the next thing the House did was to put out information that there was going to be a public hearing on GMOs, and that's where we came in. We were there, we attended the public hearing, it was put in the newspapers, we saw it, and then we reached out to the National Assembly that we wanted to attend, and they put us on schedule for us to attend. So we went and we met all the purveyors of GMO in Nigeria then, and everybody was given an opportunity to speak. And then we streamed, we were able to get a live stream, which we streamed onto social media while it was going on. So if you go online, you can see the video of the public hearing. Instead of watching those How to Kill a Monkey movie, nice movie by the way, but take out time to watch the public hearing of something that affects your life, your food.
Exactly.
Watch the public hearing. Watch what everybody had to say about GMOs. Watch what the Minister of Agri had to say. Watch what, listen to what, listen to the reaction of all the lawmakers that were present, because they were there, almost 30 to 40 of them, and they all had, many of them had something to say, and they were really, really upset at the eat and die guy, So that's where we're at. We're waiting for the report of that public hearing, because from the report of the public hearing, we can now proceed. And that's where we're at from the National Assembly. We hope the report comes out soon. We really want to drive it. We want it to come out very soon. So yeah. So that's where we're at on the National Assembly. I'm trying to say that the National Assembly are actually on it, but we need fast action. We need a moratorium to stop it immediately, because currently it's invading our farmlands. And one of the things I think at this point, we need to talk about some of the challenges with GMOs, because why do we really have some big problems with it? Why is it a source of concern? First, you look at the fact that the patents are not owned by the farmers. So I had a very interesting conversation with somebody at the NBMA, a very interesting conversation with them. By the way, I attended the NBMA's last, their 7th annual biosafety conference. I was there. I met all these people. I mentioned their names. They're all there in person.
Right.
So, and at the conference, we noticed that most of the people that handled the conference were actually the biotechnology guys, advertising all their biotech stuff, and all, advertising it to everyone. So I had a very interesting conversation with someone from there today. Was it today? Yesterday, actually, while their DG was on air. And I said to her that, let me see if I can pull up that conversation.
Sure.
Very interesting chat, because I want to read it verbatim.
Okay.
So she's a very senior person there.
Right.
So
Activist Jerry, do you mind being on camera? because it would be good to have you on camera. Go
So,
ahead.
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I'm missing 1 second. Okay. So, yesterday the DG said that we're producing the seeds in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Then my question was, we're producing the seeds in Nigeria. Who owns the patents?
Exactly.
Then she says, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
She says the patents are free.
Eh?
Listen. She says the patents, listen. She says the patents are free. You can verify. Now, this person is an authority in this. She's an authority in this organization, to be very precise. Then she says, okay, she says that's what Nigerian government has done to ensure that Nigerians have direct ownership of the seeds. That's what she said to me. Then I said, and I sent her a picture. Let me see if I can forward this picture to you.
Yes.
I sent her a picture of the pack of Summers 75, one of the telomerase variants. Let me forward it to you so that you can see it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I sent her that. It's
Okay,
there.
you sent it.
Yeah, check it out.
I got it. Okay, I got it. I'm in the shit now.
So I sent to
Did you
her.
hear it? Please, can you mute your mic? Okay.
I sent to her and I said,
that's fine.
If you look at the additional terms of sale, as you look at it, and if you can read it, it says, listen to this. It says, by acceptance of this seed, the buyer expressly agrees that the buyer does not have any right to use such seed or genetics or parental material contained within for any purpose other than the production of a product for feeding or processing without the express written permission of seller. That means you cannot use this seed for anything apart from farming, kind of, without getting approval from the seller. So I showed her that additional term of sale, that what do we do in the case that, and I said, I don't have the right to do whatever I want to do with the seed. This is restricted use, Then she now says, for goodness sake, it was meant to be used as a seed. That's just what the label is saying. It's for the purpose of planting. Then I said, can I use it for research since they are patent free? I'm asking for clarity. Then she replies and says, so your research is to plant to the seed and see how it does, right? She was trying to say your research is to plant the seed and see how it does, right? And I said, no. I want to do physical analysis, chemical analysis, biological and viability studies, environmental response studies, and comparative studies. And I said, this can be done without planting. She now says, I disagree. Then she now sent me something from ChatGPT. She said I didn't know.
Hey.
And I said, thanks a lot for this.
Unreal.
And I said, however, she was trying to prove to me that I can't carry out research on the seed if I don't plant it. And I said, thanks for the information. However, the following tests can be done without germination. Number 1, seed morphology and anatomy. Then seed density and buoyancy, hardness and permeability, imaging, nutrient content, pH testing, secondary metabolites, moisture content, then using TTC or viability tests, enzyme activity, genetic analysis, microbial presence, temperature tolerance, chemical stress, light exposure, seed type comparison, and storage effects.
Oh my
God. All these things can be done without germination. And I said, please check it. And since it's patent free, we should be able to do this without hassles. So she now says, I believe you can, because she says, well, I believe you can because at NBMA, we welcome independence, but evidence-based scientific study. This is shifting the goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
Then I now said, thank you. Would you wish to confirm, this is me now, would you wish to confirm from the seed company, considering the clause on their packaging? Then she now said, you can go ahead and confirm. And I said, no. Would you mind giving me someone I speak to? Thank you. You know, I tried to, and that's where the conversation ended. She didn't reply. You know, I tried to manage my relationship with them because I want to always have access to them.
Access to them, yeah.
I don't want to, if I say it's the way it's on my mind.
Yeah. They will block you.
No. First of all, NBMA has blocked me before, like, first of all, introduction, before we even got to know ourselves. Immediately I started using Kubuku on them. They first blocked me on Twitter. I now called them out. I called them out on a radio program. I called them out on it was a major program. They had to unblock me. They unblocked my account, unblocked Sefsa's account also. Because they blocked both after calling them out. So me and this auntie, we have been chatting. Sure you get?
Yeah.
So there was a time when I really went after her. And of course, like I used to send, I would send you message 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 3 a.m. She would say, I am at home. Allow me rest. I need to be with my
Good, they cannot rest. People that are doing evil cannot rest too. Since they don't want us to rest.
Last, she blocked me. So it was at the public hearing. That I now saw her. So she came to meet me. I said, you blocked me. So we now took a picture together. And I told her that, how am I going to send you the picture when you have blocked me? So that was blocked me. Yes. So you see, what you see on Twitter is just one part of the drama. There's a lot that happens outside Twitter that you can't fully express as tweets. Do you understand? Yeah. But the truth of the matter is this: we are really fighting a war. We are really fighting a war. We're really fighting a major war. And it's a war we must win. Yes. And personally, I'd like to take out this time to thank Aproko Doctor for being the sacrificial lamb that had to be slaughtered for this thing to go viral like this.
Yeah.
You know, we must give honor to, we must give acknowledgement to whom acknowledgement
is due.
Right. He brought it out and tried to give his own perspective.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he even put a disclaimer out there. He put a disclaimer to say these are his thoughts. Right. You know, he's and he's very qualified. Yeah, we all dragged him, fine. But
I didn't drag him because I was like, at least he came out and he gave his own thoughts.
That's no, but the truth of the matter is anything you say.
Dragged him though.
No, but anything you say is actually part of the dragging because you know, I don't go into all those like you're mad, you're stupid kind of tweets. No, all those very so no, I don't do all those stuff. Doesn't make any sense. I would intelligently tell you where you have gone wrong, and that's what I do. And if you look at my comment on his Twitter page, sorry, on his Instagram handle, it was very civil. There was no, I didn't even comment on anything he said immediately. Right. Just talked about what was wrong with GMOs, essentially, because that was the main issue. Just talk about what was wrong, not necessarily. Just let me open the comment and just read it out. Absolutely. And the comment is even the most liked comment on his video on Instagram. So I'm reading it out now. I said here, you carry insecticidal genes from a bacteria, which is what it is. In Bacillus thuringiensis. So yeah, in Bacillus thuringiensis, there's a protein there that it works like an insecticide to a particular class of insects, not all, a few classes of insects that the seed has insecticide. So I said, you carry such insecticidal genes from a bacteria and put it inside maize to make the maize itself insecticide. And the maize is normal. It's like saying that you are swallowing insecticide so that when mosquito bites you, mosquito will die. The mosquito sees you, so you become the insecticide. That's actually what it is. That's actually how it happens.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, so they take the insecticidal gene from Bacillus thuringiensis and then they plant it into your maize crop. And I said, and the maize is still normal? Was a question. Then I said, there is no health-based risk assessment for this action, which is true. There is no health-based risk assessment, none. And I said here that I have spoken to the Nigerian Biosafety Management Agency on this very well. I have attended their conference. The risk assessment they did was based on a 2-year research that checked for yield and other things, not health safety. Number 3, I said, GMOs are pest and herbicide tolerant, and this has increased the use of herbicides by over 244% in countries that keep data. Number 4, citizens like you and I in countries that keep this data in number 3 above have fined the manufacturers of the herbicides, which active ingredient is glyphosate, a known carcinogenic, cancer-causing chemical. In America, Bayer has paid over $12 billion to over 100,000 people in out-of-court settlements because of cancer. Number 5, glyphosate, GMO's evil twin, is all over your farms in Nigeria. Peer-reviewed research shows some sterile men were found to have high traces of glyphosate in their semen. Number 6, back to GMOs. They are patented technology. Our proposed benefactor, Bill Gates, is a major patent holder and promoter of GMOs in Africa. This simply means if he decides not to sell food to you, you're in trouble. You don't know everything is put inside the seeds. You're eating someone's intellectual property. How cringe. Number 7, GMOs are programmable seeds. They can program them to be F2. That means they can reproduce twice. Farmers have to go back to the seed merchants to buy seed every planting season. Number 8. Number 6 and number 7 simply means your country can lose their food sovereignties to GMOs. Number 9. The insecticidal GMOs target non-target organism, depleting biodiversity. In other words, you're targeting the 4-army worm, but you're at the same time targeting other species that particular chemical kills. So you're depleting your biodiversity. Number 10, Russia proscribes GMO cultivators as terrorists. Bayer, the home country of glyphosate, sorry, I was supposed to write Germany. Germany, the home country of Bayer, that's the manufacturers of glyphosate, has banned glyphosate. In other words, the country where you are producing glyphosate, they have banned it inside that place. We have, there's a comment we're going to read from Professor Ekeri.
Yeah.
He said, I'm reading it here. Yeah. My high regards to Professor Ekeri. Good evening, sir. Professor Johnson Ekeri. He was at the public hearing. Okay. He says, happy that what I started over 40 years ago remains live and current. Please keep the campaign, sensitization, and awareness on track. There is victory in sight. Thanks. Professor Johnson, please, thank you so much for joining this space. Yes. I'm very happy to see you on the call. Thank you, sir. So that was number 10. Then I said, still on number 10, I said, Mexico has banned GMOs and glyphosate. South Africa just reversed their approval for GMO maize. That's MON 87460. Many countries are banning this thing because they are finding out that the GMOs cross-pollinate with their natural variants and sterilizes them. Number 11, US released a report that GMOs are actually bioweapon. And of course, number 12, Apoku doctor says is the best thing in life. That's the only thing you say I used to drag him, but of course, that's a very mild one. Yeah. Anyways, then I later on explained that his video started on the wrong note. He mixed up hybridization, selective breeding with genetic modification. That's already how you know that he didn't, maybe he didn't know so much about the topic, but he tried. He said his own opinion. He's a popular person. If he was not a popular person and he did that video, nobody will know. Exactly. But that's the burden of leadership. That's the burden of being out there. Yes. He did the video. Of course, my comment, I didn't drag him. That was my major comment. That you saw was my major comment. Nothing more than that.
Good. That was a good response and question. Yeah. And there was no dragging there. Yeah.
No dragging at all. And then he replied me and said he sent me something at the DM. And I said that what he sent me had to do with cervical cancer, not GMOs. Mm-hmm. I brought him, I said, would you like to have a debate? Which I brought on several other social media platforms. I wanted him to come. Let's have a conversation on it. The conversation was, of course, transparent. We are mature people, and we'll definitely not be throwing bad words at each other. Yeah. I'm not. If you don't do me, I will not do you. That's me. I'm a very forget what you see on Twitter. I'm not. This is me.
That's good person. No, but you have to do it. You have to be in certain instances, like
you have to. It's an act of survival.
Yeah.
There's a Twitter influencer that is very popular on the app there. I reached out to him also last year and invited him for a debate on GMOs, and he accepted. We set the date for the boxing match, and I was in a certain space. He was there, and I battled him and many of them in that space.
Yeah.
By the time I was done with that space, he sends me a message and says, "You know what? The council back out."
Yeah. He called truth and say you win.
He said no need. That we should just leave it. Yeah. And I didn't call him out here today. I didn't call him out for it. There was no need for that. And we chat, even though we are on other sides of the fence, but we maintain civility, even though sometimes when he thinks that he stands a winning chance against me, he tries to fight. He doesn't see you're saying nonsense. And then by the time I respond, he will just withdraw back to his shell.
Yeah.
So that's just the truth. So yeah, like I was saying, we thank Aproko Doctor for coming out. We advise him to desist from anything that has to do with Bill Gates. If he wants to do it, he should do it in secret. We should not see him. We don't want to. Everybody it's a freedom of speech and freedom of life.
Yeah.
Like go, what you see is what you get. Like when next they're having it, go.
I'm not okay with him meeting him in secret, because what they do in secret, they always bring it to light. That's the problem, and it affects other people, right?
You can't control that one. If he likes, you should not. If he likes, he should do anything he wants to do. Nigerians should not just be aware, because right now the general consensus is we do not want that individual in a part of our food laws, our health laws. His influence in our laws is too much, and we say no. We are not interested. We're not
What about
interested
the
in
skit?
anything.
Did you see the skit that was done with him? That thing grinds my nerves. The
But yeah,
skit.
I posted. Yeah, I did it. I posted it on my YouTube. Oh, sorry, on my Twitter handle. It crossed over 1 million views in like a day or 2 days. And I put it in its proper perspective. It didn't make any sense. That was just annoying. That was just very annoying. It didn't make any sense
But
at
doesn't
all.
that speak to the ignorance of a lot of some of these skit makers and artists and the rest? Because it doesn't make. I had to go to, for instance, Brother Shaggy's page, YouTube channel, and just left him a comment in one of his videos, like, dude, and then what's lie? I was like, what are you people doing? These people are using you. You people are quietly accepting the nonsense that these people are good. Even in the initial comment that Bill Gates made when he came in, that one should have told you everything you needed to know. I don't understand. Who is talking to these artists? Who is bringing them up to speed? Do they even understand what is going on and the implications of their actions? Anyway.
So the problem is that they're uneducated. They don't know what's going on, and we would have to, when we keep doing things like we're doing, like I don't think any of them right now should say they don't know anything about GMOs.
That's
I don't
true.
think any of them right now should say that they are ignorant on Bill Gates' nefarious investments and capitalistically prone initiatives all across Africa. I don't think they're ignorant right now because something has made it happen. And that's why we're thanking our doctor, for being the sacrificial lamb that had to go down so that the rest will learn the lesson. If they like, they should go. They should go. Nobody will stop them. Go and collect it. Collect the money. Collect the gig. Go and do it. What you see is what you get. That's just the truth. So it's not a matter of it's just not a matter of this thing. It's just what it is. So the conversation on GMOs is still on, and I think in closing, I'll say that Nigerians shouldn't get tired. We must see to the end. We must keep the conversation going. We must know what is going on every step of the way. We must. I'm planning something. I'll talk about it very soon. We must not be distracted by the ongoing Big Brother and all the other things going on. Because these are strategies to desensitize. We must keep our focus on what's going on. Because if you blink, you miss. That's just the truth.
That's the truth.
Things are going on. We must also band together in information sharing.
Yes.
If Architect Kabir Ibrahim sends another letter to NABG and you are a part of NABG, send us the letter. Let us see it.
Bam.
Leak information to us. Let us know what is going on.
Exactly.
If anything goes on, the moment you see, it's only how did this say evil is done in the dark. The moment you cannot be transparent, look at me, I'm coming here now, I'm speaking. Can they come out as boldly like this and talk?
No.
I've invited Rose Gidado publicly. I've told her, Madam Rose, come, let's have a debate on this matter. They are running. I will invite them. Okay, there was one, I went to Ray Power in Abuja once. I had like a 1-hour session there.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about this. And I left. And then the next thing I'm hearing that NBMA went to Ray Power to say they want to respond to the things I said. Then I told Ray Power, I said, oh, nice. That's very nice. Why don't you tell them that we should both come to the studio together?
Exactly.
There's no need after you go, I'm coming. No.
I'm coming. No. Do it together.
Together. I mean, one big happy family. We're Nigerians.
We're Nigerians. We love each other.
Let's talk as Nigerians. Yes. Patriotic Nigerians.
Yes.
Patriotic Nigerians.
I want the good of Nigeria. Yes.
Thank you. Let us debate.
Yes.
As we're debating, we put a poll out there for or against let Nigerians vote for or against.
Exactly.
Let us make sense to each other live. Sit down, let's talk. You're telling us on air, look at what the DG said yesterday. Does it even make any sense? Telling us that Nigeria needs GMOs. What the heck? Nigeria needs what? So if we don't do GMOs, we cannot be food secure as a nation.
Oh my goodness.
What food do we eat till we got to where we are? How can you even talk about food security without talking about the insecurity in our various farms? How can I talk about food security without talking about post-harvest losses? You're talking about food security, you're not talking about the hike in price of fuel. Before they transport farm produce from the farm, do you know how much they will pay for it to come out? And then you have to put that cost. Somebody has to carry the cost. Or you're talking about the video I posted recently about the guys carrying farm produce, saying that before they can take produce from one part of the country to the other, they're spending almost $500,000 a truck.
Protection. They have to pay for protection. All the
pay
costs
for protection, pay for this, pay for police on the road, army on the road, everybody on the road. Who is talking about that? You just see GMOs as a silver bullet that will just solve all the problems. Something is wrong with how you think. With all due respect, something is very wrong with how you think. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's just it. If that is how you think, something is wrong. How can you just think that GMOs will solve everything? Now, will GMOs increase? Yeah, of course. Like you can see, like she rightly said, in America, in all those places, you will see the GMO apples very big, the GMO tomatoes big and cheap. They are cheaper than regular food. But at the end of the day, the money that you refuse to spend in natural food, the money you refuse to spend there, you want to spend it in the hospital.
In the hospital, and even
you
more.
will spend it in the hospital. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, and besides that, again, a lot of times people think that all we just do is talk, and on social media. On that very day, Apricot Doctor's video was trending. I was offline for the most of that day. I was offline, and I was actually at a government function where the Minister of State for Agriculture was there. And I was a part of that event. I coordinated that event, a government function for the First Lady of the Federal Republic. She had a pet project called Every Home a Garden, where she was advocating for every Nigerian woman to have a small garden in their homes.
Right.
Fantastic initiative. And I commend greatly the Office of the First Lady for that initiative. It was a beautiful one. And that project was executed by Dr. Dayo Benjamin Slani, the mandate secretary for the FCT. And she's also the state coordinator, the FCT coordinator for the Renewed Hope Initiative. And she executed our project, and I was there. The project lasted for like a year, and it was very successful. The first prize, the overall winner, got a very nice, I think, tens of millions, maybe 10 or 15 million, I'm not so sure. These are people that it was like a competition. They grew food in their homes using in fact, the lady that won, right, lives in a 3-bedroom flat and using bags, cement bags.
Right.
She grew cucumbers, pepper, tomatoes, several stuff. We're going to do a documentary on it, and you see the documentary.
Yeah.
You will see many women participating, and they received grants from the government for it. And now that project now has been put into the Ministry of Agriculture, and I'm a part of that project. Like, right. I'm involved. I'm involved with it. I'm going to post about it very soon. So we're not just talking. And you cannot fight. You cannot be talking from outside. Really, you have to be a part of what the government is doing.
That's
so
true.
I commend that project big time. I endorse it, and I'm willing to promote it so that more people can have
grow their own
home,
food.
grow their food in their homes.
Yes.
You know,
Without relying on that.
Yes, your shoko, your pepper, your tomatoes, your those little things, even your cucumbers, your watermelon. You can have yes. And you can have something like that. Even women with disabilities, they went into it and they were making money from it. I have a video. In fact, when it's time, I'll show the video. You know. So what I'm trying to say is that everyone is doing what we can for food security, but we cannot gain food security and lose food sovereignty. It doesn't make any sense, and that's what the GMOs are bringing. A project like if what Madam DJ said today was talk about every home a garden, we would have clapped for her because that initiative was okay. When a man gets home, what does he say? Where's my food? That means women play a major role in food security. The man just believes I give you money, you give me food. Period. Something like that. So what I'm trying to say is that there are many ways we can fight food insecurity. There are many ways we can actually become food secure. If everyone, first of all, has the mentality of growing their own food, like what the Every Home and Garden is preaching, And I saw the Minister of State for Agriculture there. We asked him about GMOs. I don't think I'm ready to say what he said. I'm managing information. I don't want to say everything now.
That's okay.
He said something
you will come back to the educators. That's okay. Whenever you're ready, we are here.
What he said is not me that will say it. I will play the news. Let everybody hear it by themselves. Even though I stood in front of him. In fact, let me send you a picture. Okay, no, it's on this phone. No, I will send it to you. I don't want to lose this phone. Okay. See, it's not me that will tell you what he said, but he said something interesting. So, very interesting actually. But I commend them. I commend everyone, and a lot of people are working hard in government. Please, it's not what we think. Many times we just think the government are doing nothing. Maybe they don't say much of what they are doing.
Okay.
A lot of people are working very hard in government.
But what are they doing about the insecurity? That's the biggest thing. If they're working hard, what are they doing about the insecurity? Go ahead.
The insecurity. Sorry. The insecurity that's going on, is one of the first steps is to ban this GMO. When you ban GMO, the insecurity will go down.
I'm telling you.
Yes. When you ban GMOs, the insecurity will go down because the Boko Haram like we knew then. It's not what's going on now.
It's gotten worse, and there's new terrorist group. You're not right.
Yeah. So you see, if you just see first, if you want to fight the insecurity, first, number one, ban GMOs. One. Number two, regulate the activities of NGOs in Nigeria. Either you ban foreign NGOs or every contribution from NGOs has to be routed. We need to create new policies to manage how NGOs fund initiatives in Nigeria. They need to be heavily regulated if at all we need them. Or we just do what Ibrahim Traore did, kick all of them out.
Exactly.
If you kick all of them out, then number three, regulate the activities or ban many of these intergovernmental agencies. Either you regulate them or you kick them out. Organizations, there are several of them, several organs of the UN and WHO in Nigeria, they need to be really looked into, So when you just look into those areas first, all those ones, you are just like USAID was dismantled, just dismantle some organizations like that. Any organization that was working with USAID and doing all those stuff, just first turn the searchlight on them and dismantle their structures and finances, scatter their operations. Let's see whether it will not directly impact on our farm security in a couple of months. Because those guys are actually funded one way or the other. The terrorists are funded. If you trade the funding, trade all of that, you would see things will just change. So sometimes you don't go direct. You might, if you carry weapons now, if you give a military men weapons to go and face them, those ones will just increase their budgets. That's all. So, but if you dismantle all those structures, you cut supply chain. Cut supply chain. When you cut all the supply chain to the terrorists, things will change. Because you will see that, or have you asked yourself a question why we find it very difficult to travel by road around Nigeria?
Yes,
but people, all these NGO people, these NGO people can travel, nothing is happening.
I've asked myself that question. Why? They're able to get around, but you as the indigenous, you are not able to. Why?
Thank you. So I see this is the question. In February last year, NBMA, almost 20 of their staff came to one of our symposiums, and we asked them a question. The video is on our YouTube handle. We asked them a question in that meeting. We said to them that, how is it that we never hear that your biotechnology farms bandits or headsmen are entering your farms? How is it? Why is it only organic farms
that they are
entering? Why is it that because you asked them, they said, they have almost 200,000 hectares of GMO farms for maize. And so I say, oh, really?
Exactly.
So how are you guys battling with banditry in Nasarawa, in Kebbi, and all those ones? They don't enter Yupu's farms. They said they built fence around all the farms. I didn't like this.
Baba.
The video is there. I'm serious. It's there. So you see what we are saying. So do they have a kind of contract? Is there a social contract with the bandits? Have they gotten some kind of they should cut soap for Nigerian government?
I'm telling you,
whatever it is they are doing, they should cut soap for other farmers. They should teach other farmers what to do.
Exactly.
So, it's just like the place. I see a comment from Felicia Obi. She's talking about, she said, it's connected. The area attacked in Plateau are the largest producers of maize, and which crop is heavy on GMOs? Maize. So the place that place she's talking about is a local government called Mangu. Mangu local government is a major market for maize, and the second largest market. Major market for maize, and the second largest market for second largest farming region for maize. When the attack of January, happened, December 2023 into January 2024, when it happened, it destroyed several thousands of metric tons of maize. And that same month was when GMO maize was commercialized. So is it coincidence that you're wiping out Nigeria's natural maize?
Exactly.
And at the same time, you are commercializing GMO maize same month. So we cannot just say it's coincidence. We need to start thinking. We need to start looking at it very well. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, P-Shex. In fact, I don't know. If to say he let me, I go send you champagne or Coca-Cola or something. No, because I did when the invite said, even if not only 30 minutes, make it call at least educate us some more, because I'm very interested in it. But my goodness, 2 and almost an half hours. I really appreciate your time. I know you were talking about your platform on YouTube. What platform is that?
CEFSA, Center for
I follow CEFSA. I follow. So you guys, can you give me the handle? Let me share with my people here. What's it?
It's Center. Let me see.
CFSAR. Or you can just share the link of the YouTube channel with me, and I can plug it in.
I'll just share it now.
So people can follow.
So
I already follow it. I didn't
there are a lot of videos there. There's a lot of videos. We've not really taken our time to, really, really cut many of the videos. We have quite a lot of videos. CFSAR. I'm trying to. get it out. I think my internet is okay. Just a minute.
Yeah. That's fine. I put in CEPSA and I put in CEPSA. I think if you type in CEPSA in YouTube, Lele, it should pop up CEPSA TV or so. I follow them. Actually, I didn't know it was yours. I follow them. How much I'm interested in. And then Pisheg, you want to share your other social media handles so people can follow you and be aware?
My social media is the only one I'm active on.
Twitter.
Is what you call it? Is Twitter. I'm not really a very social media person, you know. But my Instagram, I think that this is, in fact, at a point I looked at my Instagram and I was feeling sorry for the people that are following me. So I said, what will I start doing? So because I take a lot of pictures, right? I actually take a lot of pictures, and I have a lot of nice pictures. Not me, like nature stuff and all. In fact, I turned some of them into picture frames, you know.
Okay.
So I decided to maybe start posting them. So if you go to my you almost not connect my Instagram to my Twitter.
Okay.
But if you go to my Instagram, which is the same name as my Twitter, Fishex, you would see a very important video on GMOs. It was last week, Wednesday, at ICAD 2025, the International Conference on Africa's Democracy. You know, somebody said, please ask him how we can support his work financially.
I was going to come to that question. Yeah, they want to know. See, they want to know, all of us, because we need to start storing our seeds. Remember, I asked that question when you were it. We need to know now so that we need to start we need to build a silo for our seeds.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot. There's a whole lot, you know. Okay. So there's a very important video on my Instagram that I would really want people to go and, you know, watch. It's a very I put just a few minutes of my session there, but I'm going to post the full session eventually so that people can watch it. It was just, that video was done on Wednesday. Aproko Doctor did the stuff on Thursday. So immediately I saw what was going on. I knew a lot of people were going to come to my page. So I posted that video there. It's very important to watch. You know, then in closing, before I go, I have some documents that I want to show us.
Okay.
Give me a moment. I'm going to send you a link to them. It's very important that we show Nigerians these documents, right? Very, very important. So that just a second.
Yeah, and there are people there's someone in the panel that I'm sure has a question, and then I don't know if activist Jerry wants to talk, or he just came here to give you moral support. We'll find out.
We should hear from activist Jerry. Maybe we should hear. Let's read out the question. Let me hear. Let's hear from activist Jerry first.
Okay, activist Jerry, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's an honor to have you all. I feel so honored that P-Shegs came and brought all the experts in the house. Today is a great day. Welcome.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
And good evening, sir. Thank you so
good
much
evening,
for all
activist Jerry. I hardly get to. I think this is one of the very few times I've ever seen you like this.
Oh my
Thank you very much for all you do.
And he's always backing you up everywhere.
Just like you said, I'm not that kind of, somebody who want to show his face and all that. Just work on the background to support what's really going on. Particularly, I wanted to ask a question which I know it will also be a kind of help to others. Specifically, you encourage us to do our own research. And then the part of it that I really want to stress on, because most of the website you go, you can't get valuable information. Either they censor it or you're rather getting information from the same people who are sponsoring all this. So I wanted to ask, so that every other person here also can have the first-hand experience of all that you have to say, which have to do with exactly which search engine or website can we go to get good information from a reliable source, maybe material, document, or books. For example, last 3 days, there was a document I was searching about depopulation. I went on Google Chrome and it flagged it and said that this is there's something he said. It's trying to let me know that it's baseless. There's nothing valuable about this information. I cannot find something like this on the website. So I now remembered you shared another search engine, which is Yandex. So I went there and I checked and I found this information. Everything was clear. Now let me just read out what is on that uh, information. Okay, it says teaching guide, eugenics and depopulation. And one of the part that I was looking for is research on population control preventing future birth is now being carried out secretly by biotech. So that came to mind. That is the same what we call biosafety. This same thing, I went to Google Chrome, I couldn't find it. But when I got to Yandex, it's all there and other books also. So I thought, okay, this is a valid point and also a good thing to ask. So I wanted to ask you exactly which search engine can we use so that we can also have a very good information out there to put it out, even as we follow most of the things that you do on social media. Thank you.
Thank you. That this question, what's this question from Activist Jerry is so important because first of all, 86% of um, the shares in America are owned by three companies. One, BlackRock. Two, the Vanguard. Three, Blackstone. Blackstone is a part of BlackRock, and the Vanguard are the highest shareholders in BlackRock, and BlackRock is the highest shareholder in the Vanguard. So it's just the same set of people expressing themselves in 2-3 organizations. I said that to say this: the highest shareholders in Big Pharma are the same highest shareholders in all the media houses in America, and they are also the highest shareholders in Google. So, are you expecting Google to allow content that goes against their owners? Come off it now. You think the Google brothers are still in Google? No. It's currently being run by these guys, the BlackRock and the Vanguard guys, So it has to be compliant. So when you know this, right, you know that the world is moving to, so you don't call them search engines anymore. You call them information engines. And information works with belief systems, So ultimately, their belief systems are embedded inside their softwares. These guys are key players in the fourth industrial revolution. These are people that, in fact, Google has another company. This is not today. Today is not for this, but I think I have to go into this. Google has another organization that the mantra of that organization is, we solved search, we will solve debt. In other words, they are, in fact, the biggest project currently in Silicon Valley, the most funded researches, the most funded projects are projects that are trying to extend humanity's life on Earth, to cheat death through research and science. And biotechnology plays a major role in it. Biotechnology plays a major role in the fourth industrial revolution of man and machines. And Google is very involved in it. Very involved in it. And you cannot separate biotechnology and the research in biotechnology from genocide. You can't. Because when you begin experimenting on human specimens, you need a lot. So the concept of humanity, the concept of human rights is not, is currently, there are a lot of conversations going on that if I go into it tonight, we're going to extend this space far longer. Maybe we'll have another space for that. But I tell you, it's so when you're using their products like the Google search, what are you expecting? You don't expect anything that goes against what they're doing. They need humanity to attain a certain level of ignorance for their plans to work, because the plans will be resisted if humans are awake. So they give us enough movies, give us enough sports, enough distractions to desensitize us, entertainment and stuff, so that sometimes they even set up some of all these things happening around the world that just takes the whole world attention. Is so that you would not really focus on what is actually going on, where you should be looking at. So on that note, to balance information, let me even give you an example of what I'm talking about. You can search for 10 laws of rebellion. Search for 10 laws of rebellion. When you search for it on Google, you will see what you see when you search for it on Google is absolutely different from what you will find when you search it on Yandex, for instance. Absolutely different. So it's just what it is. They don't want you to know that these things are actually scripted. You see the whole LGBT stuff going on here and there. You see many things going on. They're all written since the 20s, since 1920 something. It's a blueprint. And I think to everyone who's listening, use that as an example. Go to Yandex, type 10 laws of rebellion, then go to Google search and type 10 laws of rebellion and see whether you see the same things. Go to Google, type why is fluoride, dangers of using fluoride. Go to Yandex, type dangers of using fluoride and see whether the things you're seeing are going to be the same thing. You're going to see two different things entirely. So that's what we're talking about. So the documents I said I want to share, let me see. I think I'm ready to share it.
Okay.
I've been trying to, let me see. Is there any other question that we can take?
Yes, let me call Ify. Ify, why are you not on camera? Ify. Sis, greetings to you. You're hiding this your beautiful face. Hey, Ify, you want to cheat the world. Welcome, my sister.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm working. I just decided to have some, something to munch before I go back. But anyway, my brother, good afternoon. I've been listening here and there. My brother in the studio, good afternoon. Here
good afternoon.
And there. And honestly,
that's his name.
Let me remove my Bluetooth. See this country called Nigeria. Everybody wants to grab. Nobody even thinking about the interest of anybody. I don't even, my only concern is that they don't want the citizens know what is going on, because there are more things going on in the National Assembly that we are not aware of. It's just the ones we know that we talk about. Why are they giving us GMO? For what? Growing up, I remember growing up, we hardly hear about all these things that we are hearing. This morning, my auntie called me that her brother lost his wife to ovarian CA.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
What I'm saying is that growing up, I never heard about the word cancer. Growing up, I never heard about the word this kidney disease. All of a sudden, it's everything. It's either they tell you high blood pressure, it's either they tell you cancer, or it's they tell you kidney disease. This is the three most thing that kills her. Diabetes is no longer common like that. It's just these three things. Like nobody's talking about diabetes anymore. And you wonder how all these things come about. It's from the food we are eating. Even in this country where we are, you see banana. The banana will look like a plantain. It's no longer banana. You can't even smell it. You know, back home, you open the banana, you can smell the banana flavor. Here, you can't even feel the taste. I mean, it just doesn't taste like banana. But we're eating all these things. We used to be healthier back home growing up. My mom's co-wives, they have farms. You go there and pluck your vegetables. Now, nobody's doing all that. Everybody wants to be in the city. And we are eating all these things, Indomie. I keep saying it. All these things that we're eating, we don't even know what we're eating. I don't know whether it was on your show that I mentioned that I went for my follow-up and my blood pressure was skyrocket. I never had issue with my blood pressure. The first thing my PCP asked me, what diet did you change? I sat down there, I couldn't even think of anything. He said, you must have changed your diet because you never have issues with your blood pressure. I sat down, I thought about, I couldn't think of anything. So immediately I got home. I went to the pantry. Guess what? Indomie was there. I called him immediately. I said, tell him that I started eating Indomie. And he said, you should have known better. You are eating that? Did you look at the sodium content? How do we start eating all these things? Now, pizza, if you don't eat pizza, it's like you don't belong. We don't know what all these things are made of. Like Felicia said, malaria is not common, and nobody's talking about malaria. Nobody's talking about typhoid. The main thing people are talking about, they will tell you a blood pressure, BP, not even blood pressure.
So if I just wanted to know if you have a question for him because he has to go. He's been here for over 2
My
hours.
question, I know I did not listen to everything you said, but my question is, what can we do as citizens? Do we have to create an awareness? What much can we do to make the farmers, the people that don't have access to internet? Because not everybody, the people in the remote area of the villages, especially where we have most of our food, come from, the people in Plateau, Benue, and Zaria, that's corn nuts where we get our food. How can we reach out to them? Because I know some of them, they are ignorant. They're not educated. How can this message get to them so that they will know what is actually going on? That these things, we don't need them.
Right. So first, somehow, let me even tell you something. See, many people know that is a problem. Many of them know, but it's the promise of higher yield. You see that thing that drives Nigerians to go into Ponzi? Which one? Which one? See on
to double to 10.
That is actually the greed. God that said that a woman will carry a child for 9 months, he knows what he's doing. If he programmed cassava to stay for 1 year, somebody comes and says your cassava will stay for 3 months. You think God did not know what he was doing? And he said cassava should be 1 year. You see that greed? That greed is what will make the farmers look away. Because they want higher yield.
Yeah.
That's why the people who push GMO, they just say that higher yield has the magic word. That is the magic word. Once they say high yield, the farmer's senses are blocked. You think many of the farmers are aware? Now, the ones that are not aware, we are now going to start educating them. But at the same time, we are already calling the government agencies to ban. If glyphosate is banned in Nigeria, the farmers will have to return back to the farming methods that their fathers and mothers give them. If these chemicals are banned, they will go back to the farming that we knew from our Greek school. So you see, the farmers are actually now enabled, incentivized by high yield to adopt it. So even when you begin teaching them now, which I was thinking about a research to do, which we're setting up some structures. Once I'm able to perfect those structures, one second. Once I'm able to set up those structures and complete it, we'll be able to do it. we want to go and carry out a urine test on we'll take random sampling from about 500 farmers across the geopolitical zone of the country and test for the presence of glyphosate in their body. They will test for people in the city. They will see which has the higher content. So we're coming to that, but plus or minus, we're working on strategies to educate the farmers. It's something that's a collective work for everyone. I've seen a lot of people volunteering already online. I know people who are already doing it. We know some civil society organizations that we're going to plug in with that are already talking to farmers and talking to rural people in the rural settlement, people in the hinterlands. So yes, a lot of work, but all hands needs to be on deck. The sad thing is that most NGOs in Nigeria, they are looking for how to get funding from the enablers of this thing. So before you find worthy affiliates to carry this course with you, you have to also, there's a lot of vetting process. You need to be sure that you're working with the right people. So that's what we're doing. So I think that answers the question. Then finally, I sent you 2 documents. OC.
Okay.
Have you seen them?
All right. Let me check.
There are 2 documents that I want to.
2 documents. Yeah. I'm opening.
They're important documents.
Google Docs. Okay. Let me share the screen.
Yeah, very important documents.
Okay.
And with that, we'll call it a night.
Yeah. No, you've in fact, hey, P-Shex, I don't know, say thank you. I beg, could help me thank P-Shex, I beg. I'm following him on Twitter. You are missing, if you are not following him on Twitter, that's where the real gist is. So this GMO fight, now here a day. And
what's his Twitter handle?
It's P-Shex, at P-Shex. It will pop up. Guy, did you find the link for CEFSAR? CEFSAR. If you type it in and add TV to pop up, it's green. They have a green type of logo like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Put it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I put it up. Let me type the CEFSAR and then add P-Shex Twitter. CEFSAR YouTube.
Rationals and legislative timeline.
Yeah.
So what this document shows us, right, is basically this document contains a compilation of bans on GMOs implemented by various countries worldwide. The document aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the different policies regarding GMOs, highlighting the reasons behind these bans and the year they were implemented. The table includes the name of the country, whether GMOs are banned for import or cultivation, the reason for the ban, and the year it was enacted. So Now, if you scroll down to the table.
Okay.
Now, if you scroll, you'll see Angola. So the first one.
Yeah.
Angola's Minister of Agric and Rural Development told the Angola Press Agency that the food was rejected because so far we don't know for sure what impact these products might have on either humans or animal health. This is the same thing that our DG of NAFDAC said.
Right.
According to Elizabeth Matos, the chairperson of the National Plant Genetic Resource Center in Luanda, the ban has also been implemented to protect Angola's great diversity of plant life. We are holding in our gene bank almost 800 different types of maize and local ecotypes that we have picked from all over the country, and we don't want these materials crossed with genetically modification. So the reason, when you read this thing, right, when you read it, just do the opposite and think about what is happening in Nigeria. Then, so that means this is what the Minister of Agric in that country is saying. What's the one Minister of Agric saying? Look at what the
Do you have
chairperson, the chairperson of the National Plant Genetic Resource Center in Luanda. Look at what the person said, and think about what our own is saying. Our own is Rose Gidado. Our own is Rose Gidado.
Bros,
you can see the problem.
Are you talking about your own, the one that organized a prayer session? Is that the same person?
You know, so you look at Algeria, and we put the URLs there. You look at Algeria. The government bans the import of firearms, explosives, narcotics, around 350 pharmaceutical products, some type of medical equipment, GMOs. Okay. So now the government, look at Austria. The Austria decision is based on risk of genetic contamination and the inadequate risk assessment carried out before the EU Commission authorizing the oilseed rape in August 2005. So you see Australia, you see what Australia banned, you see Azerbaijan, you see Belize, he banned all. He said, listen to what he said. Belize Prime Minister Barrow banned all GMO corn imported into the country after the Toledo-Maya of southern Belize said they consider the corn to be a threat to their existence and way of life.
Can you imagine?
Bhutan banned, Bosnia and so banned, Bulgaria banned, Croatia banned, Cyprus banned, Denmark banned, Ecuador banned and burnt everything. You know. So to the speaker that has
high
the
blood.
lady, yes.
They don't give us cure.
Professor Johnson. Now I should talk about Professor Johnson. Professor
Thank
Johnson
you so much, sir, for being here. I really appreciate it. Go ahead.
He's a very senior citizen. He was the one that negotiated Nigeria's position on the Cartagena Protocol at the Organization of African Unity, OAU, as far back as year 2000. Wow. He was the chairman of the Biosafety Committee that led to the creation of NBMA. He was the one that, the NBMA you're seeing, and when he was working in that committee as a chairman of the committee, the document that he worked on, him and his team, for the setting up of NBMA, by the time they set up NBMA, it was something else completely. It was not. It's like you say Oputa panel now. The report from Oputa panel is totally different from the final report that was submitted. Something like that. So what he worked on, even up to the naming of the agency, it was something else completely that the government adopted, which was lobbied in by Monsanto. So We are looking at a grandfather. He is the father of us all that are fighting GMOs in this country. He is a very senior citizen. He is a professor emeritus, and it's a big honor for him to join this particular
Honestly, I
space,
feel
to be
so
with
honored.
us and validate the things that we are saying.
Yes.
He's somebody that, and I think I was even going to reach out to him, that because on Thursday, Prof, sir, if you're listening to me, sir, I will still reach out to you on your phone, sir. We're going to have that our space again, the one we had last week, that one we had that time on a Thursday. We'll have it again this coming Thursday, sir, so that we can have more people. Since we now have a lot of people who want to listen, we'll have you. And we also want to bring you on this particular one also, where we would want you to really talk, to this stuff. So thank you very much, sir, for joining.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate. In fact, P-Shex, we got to do this. Now you go tell me, you're a busy man. You're everywhere. You're fighting. You don't turn to ninja. GMO. Let me give you name here. Ninja GMO. That's what you are. With your anytime you are ready, they wake you 1 a.m. You go say, "Woo, where they?" That's how much I follow him on Twitter. Where they you are ready. Whether now 1 a.m., 2 a.m., whether now you they type all those messages, I don't know. But it's such I'm so happy that you have taken this head on. And just know that we're supporting me. I'm supporting you for one, because like I said, and a lot of us here, by the way, there are a lot of farmers in the building. We have a lot of farmers here, that have been paying attention and are very happy to hear this message as well. And there'll be a lot of us that'll be catching the replay. Please, correction, I spelled P-Shegs wrong. So it's P-S-H-E-G-S. I retyped it. So guys, please follow him on mass on Twitter, and follow the CEFSA YouTube channel. They have a lot of great information there. There was a time I was even going to play some of the videos there self. But yeah, and everybody's thanking you. Thank you, sir. Your work is not going to be in vain. Follow him. He has a website link in his profile as well. They're thanking you for all you do, so P-Shex, thank you so much. And to your moral supporter, activist Jerry, thank you for showing your face, even though you didn't want to. I really appreciate. So
there's somebody that I think I should also appreciate some persons on my team. I want to appreciate, of course, my key researcher. I have a research assistant who has done phenomenally well in helping put together a lot of documents, put together a lot of research. If you look at the comment section, you'll see someone called Mavi EP, Mavi IKPI. That's my research assistant. Thank you for all the work you do for us. Many times when I have to respond to things, brings it out. Then I have a lot of other people that that I relate with. Oh, I can see Shola Ola, local Yoruba man, or X. That's my G. Is a very, very supportive person. And of course, we've appreciated several people here. Jerry Adams, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really grateful to even Michael. You can see Michael. Oh, he's been very active in the comment section.
Yes,
Michael. Yeah, Kenny asked questions also. Several other people.
Yes.
Yeah. But before we go, finally, that document. See these documents I'm sharing with OC here. These are documents that I normally don't bring out. These are personal research papers that we are waiting for the right time, putting it in the right perspective. These are personal study materials, But there's another one I sent to her that is important that I want us to see just before we go.
Okay.
That's the one that a document on Monsanto's finds and a document on Monsanto's fines and violations is very important because
did you send it just now?
Yeah, I did. No, I sent 2 documents then. You check.
Oh,
The
yes.
second one.
The
Yeah.
second one. Okay, I had it pulled up.
Monsanto's fines and violations.
Okay.
That document is so important because you need to know your enemies. You need to know the people who are coming after us.
Yes.
And in that document, you see each time Monsanto was fined. So in 2024, they were fined $78 million.
Right.
Because the reason why they were fined $78 million was for a man called Williams Mellison. He's 51 years old. He was diagnosed in 2020 with a blood cancer called non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of leukemia, which he argued was because of his exposure to Roundup, the weed killer, in Philadelphia, according to the Philadelphia Inquiry. So that's glyphosate caused this man's cancer. You can see it's in Fox News. It's not Pisheg's news. It's Fox News. Before they say we're spreading misinformation and disinformation, it's from Fox News. You go to Reuters. Reuters reports of another person, John McKivinson, who had the same lymphoma cancer. Monsanto was fined $400 million still in 2024. In 2024, another $611 million, for the same cancer again, lymphoma cancer, fined for the same Roundup. And this Roundup is in Nigeria. Then, $28 million.
So they use it on weed in Nigeria as well?
In Nigeria, yes. So the jury concluded case that Monsanto had defectively designed Roundup and failed to properly warn the surveyor about its health risk and deserved to pay punitive damages over its mishandling of the product. Then the next one, another $175 million, still Roundup again, $1.25 million, still the same cancer, lymphoma cancer, $3.5 million, 2023. Another one, you see it.
Jeez.
And you just keep saying it, $332 million.
Yeah.
A man who blamed his cancer on the use of Monsanto weed killer, $1.25 million. You see it there, 12 jurors signed, 1.5 billion, 2023. You see it there again.
Yeah.
$857 million. Good. So you just keep seeing it. There's a lot. I mean, you see the reasons there with a link to all of them.
Yeah.
So the same company are the people that are bringing it into Nigeria. You just keep seeing it there. So
yeah,
when you see these things, you ask yourself, what our people are saying in Nigeria. When are we even going to start this conversation? We don't even have one single lawsuit against Monsanto in Nigeria at the moment. One. None.
Our courts have been bastardized, species. How do we get? How? We don't even hear it. By the time they go and collect money from the back, is that not the problem we are faced with?
So the reason why I'm showing us this thing is because we need to know what's going on. We need to know what's going on. There's a whole lot. Michael, I can see. Thanks for the great presentation and the work you're doing. I think he sent you $10.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
that's nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
Guys, thank you for the support. I really appreciate the super chat. That's my tip this morning. I go use and buy mango, organic mangoes.
Nice. So thank you, everyone. I think I have been here and done well here for now. Thank you so much.
3 hours, Pastor Shakes. I go reach out to you for DM. You let me know when you are free so we can do this. We can keep doing this and educating our people. Thank you for the work that you are doing. All the thank yous in the world is not enough to thank you, to be honest. I really appreciate your time. Please, guys, follow Pastor Shakes. Follow me. I didn't know you were a pastor. I saw somebody put it there that you are the pastor. Hey, we have a pastor.
Leave that picture.
Felicia say he's my pastor. I say, Okay,
did she
now
go to my school? I did. It was when I was in school, like 900 years ago.
Oh,
but
why not bring him on a Saturday and make it, put a notice ahead of time so that other people, during the week, a lot of people are working, but Saturday, Sunday, because this is very educational, honestly. We need to start even talking to people back home about this.
Yes.
So I think weekend will be, better to get more people involved so that they can listen.
Okay. Yeah. So Pastor Shakes, you've heard now. So you will now let me know when on the weekend is good for you, because I know another thing is P-Shakes is always busy. As he's talking here, he's talking on other spaces. He was in Channels News today earlier on. So that's the thing. So it depends on his schedule. So I can't really tie him down to weekend, only if he makes it available for us so that we can keep educating. So P-Shakes is up to you. Me, I will reach out to you in the DMs anyways.
No,
just you.
we'll plan it. We'll plan it. We'll plan it. It's fine. I'm available. We'll plan it.
Thank you, Dr. Shagan. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much.
And it's nice meeting you.
Nice
Thank
to
you,
meet
sir.
you.
Thank you so much.
Jerry,
Thank you, Jerry.
Activist Jerry, thank you for the moral support to P-Shakes.
Thank you.
Omo, are you coming on tonight?
Yeah.
Omo, are you coming on tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to come. Yes, I'm going to come back on. But I wanted to quickly. I'm not rounding up just yet, because he did a lot of. P-Shakes shared a lot of information with us, and there was a video I wanted to play from Channels News before he came on. That I think we need to listen to. You understand? So, but I will definitely come on. So I'm going to play that video really briefly, because when I come on, to be other issues we're going to be talking about. So Jerry Adams says, thank you for your Dr. Sheggs, for your encouragement. Do your own research and speak up. Truly inspired all of us all. Kindly suggest search engines or platforms that aren't heavily censored. So check Yandex. He shared Yandex. If you check Yandex, type in GMO, it's going to pull up a lot of resources for you. And as I can, when he comes on, I'm going to also be sharing some of the information he shared with me in my DMs, so that way we can all be on the same information and all have shared the same information. AB, you don't know we are in a fight in Nigeria. Leave me, oh. If we have to contribute for his work, he can let us know. Yeah, absolutely. The list of countries. Wait, thanks. Okay, I'm just going through the comments. If you can, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate. I really, really, really appreciate. And thank you, Felicia. Dr. Is it Joseph Perry? Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Thank you for honoring us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. And the Zobo tip, wow, awesome. And I've been drinking Zobo. I didn't know that it had that. I always have Zobo in my house, so that's really good. I was about to say Roundup is in Africa. Tag name changed. Yes, exactly. Okay, you use pineapple, dates, lemongrass. Hey, we don't get lemongrass for here. Get lemongrass. I never see better lemongrass like Nigeria for here. So Nigeria has adopted. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'll see you this evening, okay?
Yes, thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Nigeria has approved adoption of GMOs, so you cannot sue and get justice. See, it's already been approved. You see, hey, God. Bayer is battling with those lawsuits. Yeah. Say no to GMO and please start preserving and planting indigenous seeds and seedlings. Yep. Check in Ghana, Kenya, same story. Bam. Yes, very important, so that we can. So what can we do if we cannot sue them? What can we do? to get rid of them, to get them out of the country. What can we do? You see him in church, okay. 900 years ago, in the time of medicine. Everyone should see this. Shola Ola, welcome. Everyone should see this as a fight for survival for today and for the future. The enemies we are fighting are not fighting fair. They are amassing weapons against us, but with Yahweh we shall overcome. So, thanks. So, if the GMO was so great as this sellouts claim, why are they paying terrorists to unalive our human seed libraries and take their lands? This is war. Exactly. Close too. Okay. Thank you very much. Get the right leaders in, shun tribalism and division. Bam. Felicia, you have said it all. You have said it all, right? This is what it's about. This is why the right leader is important. This is why when you get in the wrong leaders, they don't care about your life. They care only about their pockets and their family. So that's why 2027 is a rig and buy something. For medical purposes, just drink Zobo without adding anything. This is based on research. Okay. I thought so too. Yeah. Okay. Use their studies to attack them while you prep yours. Gawalele, can you break down that some more? I don't understand. What studies? Petition the government. Okay, I see what you. Okay. When I was asking how do we, use their studies to attack them while you prep yours. Okay, got it, Gawalele. Petition the government, start or sign a petition demanding a ban or a moratorium on GMOs. Okay. Yeah, that's what our Oga Johnson Eperi just shared. He said Zobo is good for high blood pressure. You see information. No, I mean, I drink Zobo every once a week. Sometimes I go just make them. I don't know say get this kind of quality inside. I go make them today because of that. Seek a court injunction to halt GMO farming or importation. Okay, so we can seek a court injunction for that. All right. Okay. Demand transparency, push agencies, NAFDAC, NBMA, NABDA. Okay. All right. Okay, well, guys, let me end it here so that I can go do other things, but we'll definitely come back in the evening and push this forward. I want to say thank you so much for all those that joined, all of you that participated. Thank you. Please, each one teach one. Oh, this information is not for our pockets alone. Let's share the information widely. Let's inform our people. Let's educate our people, because the more people get educated, the more they will push against all of this, and while we're also trying to fight in the front and try to, do everything that's been listed here. Demand transparency, seek court injunction, educate. I really appreciate you all. Professor Nwachukwu address in 2024 UNN convocation address was on Zobo. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. AB, see you later. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on my next one. Bye. AB, see you later. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.